Greetings and salutations, everyone. I hope everybody's doing okay. It is a very, very special day for me. I'm very excited. I already have guests here, so we went and started early to accommodate my very special guest. Ryan Roger Athay is here from across the pond. But
hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Hopefully, I'm the first guest of many.
I think you will be, and I will tell you, it is really cool to be able to share a moment. The first lady and one of my grandchildren, Riley, is with us. So, how are you guys? How's life on the farm?
Busy. Hi, everybody.
Busy as always.
Yep.
Shield Wall of Dragons is here already. Congratulations. I'll have to watch this later. Hey, no problem, my friend. Thank you so much. Apollo meets Minions here. Oh, it's great, lady. Hope you're doing well. Been trying to catch up on your videos. I got a lot more to catch up on. Love the travels. So, yeah, Shield Wall, thank you again. Thank you for all the support and stuff like that you guys have been giving us over the time. So, well, let me tell you what. No one has endured as much craziness as this lady, putting up with me over the years, from the writing and the reviewing and the traveling and just crazy stuff happened, and here we are. And this one's a little different. I hope she agrees, because it's just me. It's just us. It's like we're the only ones. So it's not as much of a team effort and stuff that I've dealt with in the past. So, do you remember when this first started? Like Pops really first started? You were with me.
You?
You were. We got a random phone call. Yeah, we got a random phone call, and we drove to a Walmart parking lot and filmed the Kit car, the DeLorean, the Ghostbusters cars, and stuff like that. So, do you remember that?
You have a better videographer now than you did then, so you'll be okay.
Riley, what do you think of Pops doing videos? Oh, did we lose her?
Like a thumbs up, Pops. No, she's right here. She said thumbs up.
Thumbs up from Riley. I guess I'm doing something right, honey. Riley, what do you think that Pops should talk about on his YouTube?
Being a farmer.
Being a farmer? Well, that's Granny's job. That's her job. Pops is not a very good farmer, is he?
Hey, Pops is a city guy.
Pops is a city guy.
Pops is indeed a city guy. I get hurt regularly on the farm. So Troy Pacelli will be joining us here in a few minutes. Oh, so great to have him be able to fit us in. Hey, thanks, Locke, for being here. It's great to see you hopping in as well. So folks are coming and going.
Great to see Bruce. That's his name. Great guy.
Awesome. Josh is here. Josh has been super awesome as well. He definitely is responsible for even having one stream instead of interviews based on stuff that he did for me. So, so, hon, what's the weird?
Yeah.
Ryan? Yep.
Yes. Go on.
You're saying hello again.
Oh, she's saying hello again. Okay.
No.
Loki says he'll be here in a minute, so that's pretty awesome. And let me tell you, folks, it's been a pretty crazy ride, and it's been a lot of fun so far. I'm just shocked at how fast subscriber counts and hours and stuff like that went. But I think, Ryan, you said it best back in the day. I think when we first talked, it wasn't very long after. I think I had you on for a Halo stream, and you were like, no, we're all going to be doing stuff together and all that. It's just going to be crazy. So
if only my signal was stronger, I could have stayed for the ride with you and Loki and Ironcaster. You guys make a great team. And I do have to say, folks, if you look back at Pops' first videos and older videos, the quality of them is top-notch. Very underrated. Didn't really get the views I think they should have gotten, which led to a slight downgrade with live streaming in his office. But it's gotten him to where he is today, and hopefully he can keep on going and keep on growing for many years to come.
Where are those bumper stickers? We've got to get those bumper stickers made. That's his catchphrase, honey. That's his catchphrase. Polomies Minion, she has become our first. She's become our first super chat. $20. Thank you so much, lady. Oh my gosh. Her videos. She travels around with this beautiful little puppy, and you just have these little shorts every day, several times a day sometimes, and for her to be able to be that gracious with her finances and help us so much. Thank you, lady, so much for that. I'm not even particularly organized with sort of like, I don't have like a Loki skull or a thank you sort of thing, sort of predetermined or whatever. So we'll have to work on that at some point. But thank you again so much. That is so gracious of you. And Aditya is here. Hey there, my friend. Hope you're doing well. And
What a name. Oh.
yes, congrats. Thank you so much, my friend. Listen, you were part of the, as stealing from Zax and the Flacids, the Indian Army. My love of Indian cinema continues to grow every day. So, honey, I know you have a lot going on. Look, you'll be here any second, and I know you'd probably want to at least say hi to him. He wanted to say hi to you. I thought Mags would make it, but she said she's maybe closer to 5:30.
Oh.
Someone wants to say hi to you, Pops.
Hey, what's going on? Who we got there? Is that my little
Weston?
buddy?
Yeah, he says he sees you, Pops.
Hey, I see you. I hear you too, Weston. Cool.
I love you.
Weston is 2 years old. For those of you at home, that's my lovely wife. She's live on the farm with my 2 grandkids. They're evidently helping her. Probably, what are we doing? Waters right now, baby?
That is correct.
Awesome.
Then we're going to cook dinner. We have to have dinner soon.
Yes, yes, indeed.
So I can be in a real video.
Hey there, my friend. So great for you to be here. Thank you. Aditya, let me go through your guests again. So right here on my immediate next to me is my lovely wife, the First Lady. She is live from my farm, which is about 5 counties away from where I am for work. She is live right now with my granddaughter, my grandson, who are helping her on the farm. She won't be able to stay too long, as she said. They'll be doing dinner here soon and that sort of thing. But it's super, super cool. And below me is The Machine. That's my nickname for him, The Machine. Ryan Roger Athay from across the pond in the UK. He is literally just like 36 away from on it for 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
He's like literally getting so close. He's had just a crazy surge where different folks are just being showcased on his channel. And if you haven't checked out Ryan, feel free to please do that. I will have to figure out how to.
Maybe I should give my thoughts on Indian cinema, Bollywood, Tollywood, other forms of wood across the many regions of India, because hopefully they are the future of world cinema. Given the way the West is going, folks, we need all the help we can get. I don't care if it comes from India or Africa, the Middle East, so long as we can get good entertainment.
I couldn't agree more, Ryan. I know people are going to start saying things like, "Oh, I'm doing this for views," or "I was doing this for subscribers." But reality is, you know me from so long ago that, and you've seen so much of my body of work. I just want good stuff to talk about too. I mean, I have no problem bashing things. I have no problem being brutally honest, but I also want to promote good things too. And when I found one film, which led me to 2 more, which led me to 2 more, I'm like, holy cow, I'm down a rabbit hole, and I'm sure people are recommending the cream of the crop. They're not recommending, the crappy movies. People are recommending the best movies that they have to offer. Let's say the last 10 years. But I can tell you right now, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying meeting so many new people, passionate fans, which is always exciting when you meet passionate fans. And Ryan, you and I can talk offline about what streaming services or options you would have to find one, and I'll see what I can do to hook you up and figure out a way to give you a recommendation. So. Riley, what's it like at the farm today? You guys been busy doing anything on the farm today?
She checked out on us, Pops. They're going in the house.
Oh, they're gone. They got to go get freshened up for her dinner, that kind of thing. So baby, of all the videos and all of the shenanigans and some of the stuff that got me to this point, you have anything you wanted to share, or a crazy memory or story that you'd want to hang your hat on?
Oh, way to put me on the spot. Let's see here.
Well, I have something to talk about.
The thing is, we've done so much, and it's like, how do you? I mean, it's hard because there's so many good things. It's hard to pinpoint the best one. How's that? Sorry,
that's
I know that's generic, but it's true. We've done a lot over the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, it's almost, as Ryan's pointed out, he's gone deep into my resume. He's pointed out that he calls it alternative media. With the calling all the different things that I've done, and going back to Craze Fanboy, which was probably my first sort of side hustle gig, and doing conventions with them and writing weekly for them, and and doing that. And then, of course, literally within days of that, it opened up the door to other websites and other stuff and people going. And you're the reason that I even got press credentials. Tell that story. Ryan, she's the reason that I got my first set of press credentials. We were just reflecting on that recently. So tell that story briefly if you want.
Well, somebody that you were working with had an opportunity to go see Jekyll and Hyde at the theater in Tampa. And I was the musical, of course. And I was so excited because he couldn't go and he asked us to step in for him. And while we're sitting there, I looked at you and thought, why aren't you doing this? Why are you getting someone else's tickets? This is what you do. So you should be on this list to get into all these different events. And that's kind of where it started.
Yeah, it was she's to blame. Josh is asking about an inside joke. So, Pops, are you getting monetized? Does it mean you are not going to apply for the Mary Sue job? So he did a little joke on his. They were covering the fact that Mary Sue is this extreme leftist website, and they had this article asking for bloggers. They include bloggers in the job description as far as like freelance writers, which means you're just going to get paid penance. And I said, well, I'm probably overqualified for this job. I should have sent my resume in. So he teased me this morning as well on Loki's show in the chat. So yeah, I have not got through my resume there yet, Josh. But the prospects are not looking good. And Ryan is to credit for Rises being here. Awesome, that's great.
Chile v Rises, great
Chile v Rises, awesome. All right, lady, she's out in Boeing, Arizona. That's where she is on the road. So we'll look forward to seeing a video clip from Arizona here relatively soon. James Mealy is hopped in. James, I asked him to kind of plan on stopping in a little bit later too. Get a chance to talk to him as well. He is the one that is the guru when it comes to comic book art. He helped connect me to comic book creators like Dan Lawless and this little circle of them. Of course, I've talked to James twice now. We'll have to definitely set up something here maybe in September. And yeah, James, I had to start early because, as you can see right next to me, is my lovely, lovely wife, the First Lady, live from the farm. I don't think that's quite the hat she normally wears, but she doesn't normally have, got to take care of herself out there, working hard on the farm. But I wanted to make sure I took a chance to give her a chance to talk about some of the shenanigans that have been at foot that got Pops to where Pops is. Because this is really our first video was in 2019. I own Pops. I created it back in like 2012. I don't know if you knew that. I told you that, baby. Yeah, I started back in the early, I guess where Dispatch become like a corporation. And I was creating stuff for that. And it was like, well, I was creating my own little pop culture thing. And it just kind of, we didn't really do anything with it at the time. So.
I mean, the way your company, which you co-founded, the way it was treated when it lost most of its advertising revenue, if that hadn't happened, you could have probably been one of the biggest websites in regards to local news in at least the southern United States, if not the whole United States. But when we had ad revenue, you had to return to the roots in Florida, which is a shame.
Yeah, it was rough. We had writers doing freelance work for us in all sorts of different cities. And within a few months, I would say Google News accepted us in like December of 2012. And by, I want to say April or May, we had months where we're getting between 500 and 1 million views monthly. So very quickly, it was exponentially climbing. We started to immediately have problems with all of the big players. Fox was the first one. Honey, do you remember the story I wrote about our daughter?
The one they stole, or the one about I remember it very, very vividly.
Yes, they stole an article from us, didn't give me credit. I threw a tantrum, got credit literally at the bottom of like 2,000 words into the article with no hyperlink. Just said, oh, by the way, there's this guy who did this. It was my story. My daughter was the source. So yeah, that was the signs of how difficult they were going to be. And if those of you that remember, like the movie called Prometheus, it was a Fox film. They sent us press material, and then they copyright flagged all of it. And it was basically deranking. It was creating problems for us. So yeah, the journey has been full of a lot of nights where I've been, no wonder I don't have any hair left, baby. No wonder I don't have any.
Yeah, that's it. I blame the 5 children, but that's okay.
That is true. Daryl the Derelict's hopping in here. How are you, my brother? We got the First Lady in here, so that's why we started a little bit early. Oh, Josh has pointed out that technically it was Eris's show, not his, where they were talking about the Mary Sue. So yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Well, Josh, you are Eris's second on that show. You're a consistent part of what
Co-hoster.
Eris does. So I think you should take some credit where credit is due. And in regards to what Pops and his lovely wife has had to go through, this is why you don't trust the mainstream media or the mainstream entertainment industry. If they had it their way, people like us wouldn't exist with the influence, the limited influence that we have. We're like seeds in the ground, and we gradually sprout into trees.
I like the farm analogy. I appreciate that.
Yep.
They want to burn the soul to the ground.
James says she's a cowgirl and a geek. How lucky can one man be? Honey, do you think you're a geek?
I'm more of a critic. I don't think I'm a geek. I don't know, because I don't know. I'm hard on everything, so I don't think I can be a geek.
For anybody that thinks that I am a hard critic, they have to meet my wife. She hates everything.
Please don't review my channel, First Lady. Please don't. I don't need a negative criticism.
I'll be kind.
Oh, that's good.
Adithya, I personally want Pops to be a balanced review and blogger and not for some leftist shenanigans Mary Sue. No, I was going to try to infiltrate. And see how far I could go. I wasn't.
You won't make it far. They've always tried to silence you, dear.
Yeah, well, they're going to Google my name. So then I'm totally toast because there's no way. And I have never made a effort to purge anything. Now, certain things have gotten purged over the years, but that's not my doing. So they'll find all sorts of horrible things. I had somebody on Twitter who recently said something. They took a screenshot of, I don't know, some sort of shenanigans that I did on Twitter. And he said, "Is this you?" I said, "Yeah, that's me." He's like, "Well, that's pretty hypocritical of a Christian or whatever." And I said, yeah, you'll find worse. Just keep digging. Don't be such an amateur. Spend some more time. All right, my friend. Oh, go ahead.
What?
I was gonna let you talk, Ryan. Go ahead.
Oh, right. I've always found that in life, it's impossible not to be hypocritical, at least at one point in your entire life. We're not all perfect, and he who is without sin should cast the first stone.
Amen. We're talking half your lifetime too, dear. I mean, there's been a lot of opportunities to fail, and I could go on a Christian rant about how they forget we're still human. We still make mistakes, but we're not allowed to, I guess.
And reality was the thing that they're referencing isn't even something that I feel like I needed to atone for. It was literally a joke. It was a jest. It was like, well, because you're joking about someone of power, you're not allowed to joke because you're like, I'm not apologizing.
The left doesn't have a sense of humor.
No, they do not. Troy Pacelli for $5. My gosh, my friend, thank you so much. Monetization means super chats. Let it begin. Well, we will see. My friend.
Memberships. Don't
memberships, yeah, I have to figure memberships out. Loki offered to help me sort through some of those shenanigans. I did something and it started taking me away from YouTube, or at least something. I'm not quite sure how it works yet, but that will be part I really, really want to do because I really want to get into that as well. I was going to wait for a little bit more people to get into that, but I can always repeat myself. But also I want to go ahead and get to Ocean Breeze himself, Mexican Iron Man. Congratulations. Fear not. For low diversity, inclusion, representation is on the way. Yes, he said he's going to hop in. Mexican Iron Man is by far one of the biggest supporters of all of YouTubers and content creators. And I'm just so blessed to have met him through Loki, be able to get to know him. I had him on for one stream, but we've messaged back and forth several times. $20. Oh my gosh, my friend. Thank you so much. So generous. And yeah, look at these people. They're being hard on you, Mike. I'm not going to tolerate this stuff, calling you Iron Alf, Mexican Iron Alf.
Caucasian Iron Man. You're not Mexican. No, but he's a great guy. And if you want your taxes done, I'm sure he can accommodate you for a modest fee.
Yeah, I thought about that. Yeah. So, Adithya wanted to know if the First Lady hated ARR. I would love to see the reasoning. No, she did not. She did not watch it. It's not going to be her film, and it's not because she doesn't like good film. It's a 3-hour long film with subtitles, and it's more of like a machismo action film at its root. So
sounds like not for me.
not for her. So when we,
it's got a lot of things in it. What I've found with Indian cinema is that they try to throw everything at you, so it's as entertaining and as informative as possible.
yeah, they definitely want to get their money's worth. That's for sure. They're definitely about getting their money's worth. It is really a good film, and I really think we would have fun. I'm really hoping they will release it in theaters. I'm actually on this huge RR for the Oscars pitch. I want at least for it to get nominations, and if not a win, because they did honor Parasite a couple years ago, and this movie is way better than that movie. So if it goes in theaters again, I want to go see it in a theater. I would actually go to a theater to see this. That's how much I like this movie. So, so I guess Aditya, the answer is she has not seen it yet. I'm not sure I convince her to go, but maybe. Soul Assassin, hail pops, mom, ma'am, Ryan, and chat. Congratulations, Pop. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for being here so many times in chat, hanging out with us, and just getting into all sorts of shenanigans as we like to do. So, as a cybernetic alien fox, I can tell you all humans are hypocrites. You blue-haired land whales frighten us. You're the reason that we haven't invaded yet. Well, yeah. I mean, no offense, alien fox, but we'll figure out a way to trigger some sort of EMP technology and take care of you people. We're not afraid of you.
You know what we do with illegal aliens in this town?
Uh-oh. So, you know, as I kind of told you, honey, I was telling her recently, Ryan, how it's been such a process for me personally, and then for me to say I'm going to really focus on Pops for a while. I'm really going to stop being distracted by some of the other stuff, the hard news and all that kind of stuff. And I said, well, I'm just going to do this one channel. I'm going to put my foot on the gas. And now it's kind of gone full circle where I'm like I'm doing a show reviewing movies and reviewing comic books. I'm literally have gone in a complete circle right back to the beginning of how it all started.
The circle of life.
Kind of circle of nerddom.
Right, something like that.
Pop culture isn't really my forte, folks, and my knowledge, especially on comics, is not the best, which is why Ironcaster is a far better guest to have for Pops than I am. But I found you just need to speak your mind on a wide variety of topics and people, and that's where my thoughts came from, suggestion videos from the audience to ensure audience participation. And Rising Stars videos, promoting fellow creators and building this loose alliance of alternatives against an establishment that doesn't want any of us to exist. I mean, I've talked about creators, Pops, that can't stand each other. But if I ever start a show, which I'm thinking of doing at the end of the year, or when I reach 1,000, or 1,010, because I don't want to get to 1,000 and then have it drop down. That does happen.
It's going to be 2 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks, you'll be at 1,010.
And bring these people who don't really like each other together on neutral ground. If you don't like someone, you're not going to go on their channel, are you? And also, I will be doing some shorts as well. And I've decided to put it all into the current channel I have. But there's always a risk that if I get purged, none of it will be left. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen, though.
We'll have to hook you up with Odyssey as well, because Odyssey does actually back everything up. It's not the most user-friendly of stuff. Yeah. Once you get it synced, it does do that. We have 2 more guests with us. We'll bring them in here too. Pop up Troy Pacelli. How are you, my friend?
Salud. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for that super chat, my friend. I appreciate it so much.
Oh, of course. I feel like you missed a joke there. You should have said to First Lady, do you remember how the Pops on Pop Culture channel started? Pop's Farm remembers. See? Always thinking.
Stone Loki, my brother, is here as well. How are you, brother? Thank you so much.
Flynn lives! I love the shirt, brother. I love the shirt.
You know I'm a Tron nerd, so yeah.
Me too, man. Me too. Yes.
Honey, we can't go anywhere, honey, without somebody asking me about the shirt.
That is true. Like, weren't we in Tractor Supply or something? Getting farm supplies. Yeah.
Yeah. They were like, what does his shirt mean? And you were kind of like, I don't really remember exactly.
Oh my God. Is this the missus?
Yes, this is the First Lady, everybody.
It is so good to get to meet you. Hello.
Hello there. It's great to meet all of you.
I'm the one with the foul mouth.
Not today. I'll put him out.
Yeah, she'll put you in timeout before I will, my friend.
I'm sorry if you get some noise or background stuff. It just started storming here. I'm like, man, I'm just trying to get on, and it starts storming again. I hope my internet holds out. I hope it's not loud.
I know that feeling.
Congratulations, my friend. Congratulations.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. And
It's
thank you for
such a
being there
huge
for me,
achievement.
man. You were just, just it's such a godsend to have someone that you can connect with and relate to, and just be as genuine you are. And it was very quick that we knew we were connecting on so many different levels about how our approach would be. And then for you to give up your time to be on this show with me every single week like this. I mean, I think we've done at least 20 Talk Hard shows now. So, I mean, it's just crazy how fast this goes. We went through all of Halo, and now we're suffering through Talk Hard. Honey, he sat through are you ready? Shark Side of the Moon movie with me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
So is he.
Yeah.
But it was a good examination of like the direct-to-video market, like because it was a Tubi original. So we suffered through. But I called him. I forget why I called you, for some other reason. And I had told you I wasn't through the movie quite yet. I had about 20 minutes. And Loki just stopped talking to me, and he was just laughing. And everything I said is, well, it can't get worse. And you would just hear him going,
Yeah.
You never say it can't get worse, because it always does.
oh, it
That's
was
right.
insane.
Worse is out there waiting for you. Things couldn't possibly get worse. Worse.
Yep.
Yes. And the first time we had Troy on, Troy actually was like my history guru. I found some stuff that I knew he'd be interested in. And I'm like, it was the anniversary of Dunkirk and all this. I put together a couple of ideas, and we kind of pitched and worked out. Next thing you know, we were hitting it off. We were talking off air. He loved his wife. His wife is just so awesome. She has her own channel, Netters, as well. And it's just been such a great, Ryan, you talked about that coalition, and it's just, it's how it's been for me. It's just been like this one, it's like a couple people and a couple people. It's been like this for me. And it's almost like a crazy exponential curve. I don't even know how to get my head around sometimes.
You need all the help you can get. I personally think that this coalition, this alliance of alternatives, needs to be potentially tens of thousands of creators. Because I've said so before, and I'll probably say it again, some of us are going to get purged. But there's strength in numbers, and the more people who are in this loose coalition, who are some people may not get along with each other, but that's fine, so long as you all know we all have a common foe, and that is the establishment, who don't like us, who don't like that we have a voice, and who disagree with what they stand for. So the more help we can get, the better, and ideally, we can all get along.
Aditya had a comment. I will try to catch up on some of the comments. Theaters in India are a spectacle to watch. Watch YouTube clips and you will be amazed. Yes, the Oscars buzz has started in India, and I like it. Yes, I actually have watched one or two clips because someone else said that, and I thought to myself, it can't be that crazy, can it? Yeah, it is. It's pretty crazy. So, James says, it's the circle of nerds. It's the wheel of torture. It's the leap of capes. Yes. Oh, well, okay, there we go. It's the circle of nerds. It's the wheel. It's the leap of capes. It's a battle call. Indeed. Oh my goodness, he's here. The Pops mod. He's been so important to everything we've ever done. Hail to Chris Persia. Thank you, my friend. Honey, Chris is the one. Remember I told you I wanted the CBS special thing that spins around and makes that classic little logo thing play?
Oh, yeah.
Chris, yeah, we were talking about it, and then he just did it for me. Actually, I think I have it. I'll just play it real quick because this was so special to me because this was literally my childhood.
Yep.
Sound alone was my childhood. It was such a big deal. So Chris just did it. Like,
brings a tear to my eye.
Well, we're still, yeah, I know. It is so funny, isn't it?
Chris does so much. He does so much for the community, and he does so much for people. And I honestly, with, you're gonna get a core group of mods, Pops, and Chris being one of them means you're gonna have a great group of people that are gonna mod for you. He is the wrench of wrenches. He didn't get that name just because someone started calling them that. He got that name because he literally wrenches for so many people and does so much for the community, and he never gets enough credit. And even when I try and send him stuff, he's like, "Yeah, no, you're not getting my address, Loki. No,
Yeah, he won't. He's
won't
not
accept
cooperating.
it." I've been like, "I'll send you a hoodie. Nope. I'll send you. Nope. I'll send you. You won. He won a prize package and was like, yeah, just give it to somebody else. I don't know." And I'm like, God, my man.
Chris is clever because he knows when the going gets tough, he can go quick underground, and no one will be able to find him. Whilst I am stupid enough to publicly call myself who I am in a country that despises what I think. Wales.
Troy, I think it's called plausible deniability. Isn't that what
exactly?
It's called?
I was just thinking exactly that. I'm sitting here looking at my full name on screen, going, "Yeah, I didn't think this through."
I only called myself because I couldn't come up with a good enough name. But then someone shared my thoughts on a guy called Jesse Gender. I called him.
Oh gosh!
And he labeled me Ryan the Right Winger, and I thought, what a good name!
Yeah.
But I'm not a conservative person, especially not economically.
Oh, let me rebrand now, Ryan. I mean, that would be just brilliant.
Yeah. Well, we bring Mike in here from Pacific 414. Mike, thank you so much for hanging out with me on this special time and spending time. I know you have a stream at 8 o'clock, folks, so make sure you, if you are done with me, go there. Loki's going to be on with Latino Slant at 7.
Oh, yeah,
this
right.
is all Eastern time, by the way. Whatever time zones you're in, that's your own problem. I can barely keep track of my own.
Do the math yourself.
Thank you, Mike, for hanging out with us.
Not a problem, Pops. Congratulations, brother.
Thank you so much. And thank you for the super chat. $10, man. It's so gracious. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Right here to my left, Mike, is my lovely wife, the First Lady. She's live from the farm.
Nice to meet you.
And
Mike, nice to meet you.
Mike, I've a lot of times when we're out shopping on Sundays, he has his pop talk. No S. Mine has an S. His does not. And I'll listen to his show on Sundays as we're driving around. Comment from time to time on my phone. I've tried to join on Sundays, and as Loki discovered yesterday, StreamYard on your phone. It's not for the.
No.
What
not
a
ideal.
What a nightmare. Does not play well.
You guys have phones.
Yeah.
I don't have a phone. I do have a phone, but I don't use it as a phone. I use it as an alarm clock.
Oh, all right. James is still correcting his quote from earlier, saying apologies to Elton John. We got you, man. We're good. There's no reason to apologize. Elton's not watching. I doubt it. Yes, congratulations again. Thank you, Josh. Thank you so much, man. He is literally the reason I ended up with I don't know where I moved it to. The Fuhrer and the Tramp comic book, and interviewing the creators is entirely because of him. So yes. So, but yeah, Aditya, I think I got everybody caught up. Troy Pacelli has a channel. Make sure you check out Papa Pacelli Friday nights, 10 p.m. I always catch them after the fact, my friend. So
yeah, that's right. 10 your time. So
Eastern time.
9 Central. Yeah.
Different guests, different
United Kingdom, I think.
Yeah. Poor Ryan. He's in the UK, so he's ahead of us. What are you, 7 hours ahead of us? 7 hours ahead of me?
For the East Coast, I think it's 5.
5, okay.
Central 6, Mountain 7,
okay.
And Pacific 8.
Yeah. Hashtag blame Ironcaster is probably for Shark Side of the Moon, just because that was Ironcaster's. Yes.
I'm gonna have to check that out now.
It is schlock beyond schlock, my friend. It is incredible. It is incredible.
Hey, I survived Ouija Shark, so I think I can handle it.
It is. It's good stuff. Jacob says, evening. Hey there, my friend. How are you doing? Ironcaster's backstage with us as well. We're going to get him up in here as well. Thank you. Oh, this is criminal. We have to resolve this. Apollo Minion is 2 away from 200 subscribers. So listen, folks, we got to go over there. Make sure you check it out. Listen, when you're on YouTube and you just need a minute, her traveling around with her cute, adorable little pooch takes you to different scenery. You see, first off, I die every time I see her sitting up in the seat. Honey, you wouldn't, you know you love dogs. Yeah, you got to check out Apollo's Minion, just because it's just that adorable cuteness, and it kind of just brings a smile back to your face, that kind of thing. So Gap is here. Gap's always here. He's always been hanging out, supportive, and I love the fact when he takes pictures of all of his stuff in collection. So, and we're gonna get you there, Apollo. I tell you what, right now. So, and Troy did share his link there for you to go ahead and check out his channel. He is in the 460, 70. Where you at?
I'm at 459. I'm one away from 60.
Oh, got to get that round number. Let's do this. So
500. 500.
all
Gotta
right.
get that community tab.
Yeah. Aditya is recommending a film for us on our Indian cinema stuff. Everybody, I put it on my list, my friend. I got so many to go, but made for $2 million, man. These people are making an amazing film.
Oh, Chris beat me.
Oh, they got the links. Going. Oh, and Loki, thank you so much, my brother. Skull indeed. I don't have a video clips yet. Not really doing that. Never stop talking hard, my friend. You know what? You're an inspiration in that regard too. Like, just be bold, be yourself.
That's right.
Tell it like it is. Let chips fall where they may.
Hell, me and you sitting there talking about pump up the volume. Talking about Pump Up the Volume and the blackjack gum and the wild cherry Pepsi, and then what do we do? Pops is like, you know what? I'm gonna call this show Talk Hard.
Let's just stick to it.
And yeah, we'll just that you want to talk about creators coming together and working together. Just off of a conversation we had about a movie that inspired me to get on a microphone. It really did. We were just talking about, I think, Pops, you were like, you know, why did you want to do this? And I was like, well, I used to always love that movie, you know, back in the day with Kristen Slater, Pump Up the Volume. And we were sitting there talking about it. And then boom, he's got a show called Talk Hard that I get to be a part of every Tuesday. And yeah, that's what it's all about, guys. It's about
and
being
that used to be my sign off on a radio show when I'd go on to be a guest. I know that was my sign off, is go out there and talk hard. So, and with Talk Hard, we cannot keep talking about this show without having Ironcaster here. He's the other co-host of Talk Hard. So, honey, below us, my lovely wife here, Loki, and then Ironcaster at the bottom. These are the two fellows that are joining me every Tuesday to talk about all sorts of crazy things, movies mostly, but we've talked comic books and collectibles. And yes, Ironcaster is to blame for Shark Side of the Moon.
I like to think I have the best taste in movies.
Oh man, Ironcaster likes all sorts of crazy schlock, man. He's all in. And let's do a hat tip for Apollo's Minion. Way to do it, guys. Way to come together real quick. Boom, right there, 200. Before you know, lady, it'll be 225, 250, and on up. As Ryan says, just keep on rising.
Have I made a Rising Stars video about Apollo's Minion? I should probably write it down on my list. I need all the videos I can get.
Oh, Ryan, I gotta thank you. I have to thank you. Big thank you to you, because last week you did a video about e-begging. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Next Wednesday, which was this morning, I'm like, I'm gonna do a show about grifters and e-begging. So thank you, my friend. I usually don't plan that far in advance about what I'm doing, but man, I watched that video of yours last week and I was like, you know what I'm gonna do a show about grifting and e-begging. Ryan's got it where it counts, right there. Ryan's got the good. It
was actually my second video on e-begging. It was the 2022 edition, because I got it as a suggestion, but I also did it during my first run on YouTube, where it looked like I was in a mine shaft while speaking my mind. That's how bad the video quality was. But yeah, I can put Apollo on. Should be Rising Star number 241.
Right. So Ryan, I gotta ask, are we gonna get your thoughts on the Rings of Power?
Oh, I've already done it. I did it back in January, where the thumbnail was that black dwarf.
Yeah.
Right? And then the other side was my drawing of the black dwarf lady as a rainbow clown-looking demon. It had 250 views, and this was before a massive spike, so this was in February. So this is when I had about 75 subscribers. 500 views when you have 75 subscribers is a lot. But yes, you will get my thoughts on Rings of Power. And to give you a summary, folks, imagine the Hindenburg blowing up, falling to the ground, turning into the Titanic, and then sinking. That's the Rings of Power.
I mean,
Great.
Well,
visual.
he can tell you how he really feels when he does this video. Oh wow, that's awesome.
I was gonna go with the poster for Home Alone. Just
It's gonna be way worse than Home Alone. It's gonna be way worse than that. So, anybody have any questions? Okay, my wife's gonna be on a very limited schedule here because we're getting close to dinner time, and she's got the kiddos to feed and all the other stuff going on, things like that. You guys, this is your chance to ask her. I'm not sure I can rope her into being on with me again anytime soon. So, anybody have any crazy questions about me or her or us or whatever? Here's your chance to talk to her.
as he.
I have a
you to watch
question.
Any of this stuff.
Look at everybody raising their hand.
One at a
Yes, we
time,
all
one at a
have
time.
questions.
Okay, I'll go first. First Lady, I just want to know your thoughts. Does Pops do this just to get out of work on the farm?
Oh no, he works on the farm. There's no options.
Oh, okay.
I've got one. What is it like living with an egomaniacal maniac like Pops?
Exhausting.
Compared to you guys, I'm nothing, but she used to call me the master of useless information.
Oh yeah,
True.
yeah.
But I was once told that it's not useless if I can call you up and ask you a question. You can answer it. It's no longer useless information.
Just saying.
Good point.
Just saying.
Good point.
Just saying.
All right, so I think here was the real deal breaker that I'm sure we have the answer for. How do you feel about Tron?
Oh, he knows. I love Tron. How could I?
The original
How could
Tron.
I deny that? Oh, of course.
Oh wait, tell them the story about how we went to go see the second Tron with my gift card from work.
Oh, they do the fabulous gift card exchange at all these businesses. It's ridiculous. Just stop it already. But anyway, we were taking all of our kids to go see it and showed up, and somebody had already used the gift card before they put it in the community gift exchange. So it was a little frustrating.
I was so excited for this, guys. I like the gift exchange thing. You know how you can swap gifts and stuff like that? I purposely kind of like planned and schemed, like counting heads so I could figure out how to get the gift card to take some of the financial edge off, to take 5 kids with me to go to the movies to see Tron Legacy. And I show up and the gift card was blank. It was just either used or never loaded, but I got stiffed. So we could not go to the movies that day. We had to reschedule.
I think the kids took it better than you did.
Oh, I was traumatized. I was devastated.
The kids were like, "Can we still go get ice cream?" And you're like, "I don't even want any ice cream." But anyway.
That's about right, folks.
Mike, have a question?
Okay.
Okay, how many times has Pops been sent to the doghouse?
It's pretty rare, actually. He's really good to me, honestly. So it's a rare thing.
She doesn't send me away. It's more like a silent treatment. Just let
This
her be.
might be a bit of a personal question. How long have you been married?
Oh.
23 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
As long as I've been alive.
Yeah.
You youngins, you.
Yeah. Troy just had his 30th anniversary.
Oh, awesome. Congratulations.
Yep.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
It was awesome. He went to a Batman-themed escape room.
Yep.
How's that for nerding out on you, baby? Take you to an escape room, which we would never want to do because we don't
Not going.
operate well like that. And then make it a Batman one. My wife would be like, "You guys can just go." Stay home.
Yeah, that was my wife's plan. She's the one that surprised me with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was
Maybe
expecting one of the
someday.
answers. I don't think anyone was expecting one of the answers to be the Bat 2C.
There were some deep dive cuts there, yeah. So it was worth it.
Claudius hopped in here. Hey, my friend, thank you so much. He's been part in so many shows. It's just he's been awesome so much, and so is Anonymous. Going to go home now, but I gotta wait for StreamYard to catch up. So thank you, man, for hanging out with us and always being supportive. I just love it. Thank you so much for all you guys making all this possible. So.
Well, my love, I have to cook dinner to feed these children and
Yes, I
everyone
understand,
else.
sweetheart.
Congratulations, babe. I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited for this adventure that you're on. And here
One
we
second.
go.
She's not going to let you go. We got to squeeze in Mags. Mags is my co-host for Pops Talk. She does the every other Wednesdays. This is replacing that show. Mags is on the road as well, traveling around doing different things. Mags, this is my lovely wife and the wonderful panel that we have. Hello, Mags.
Hi, Mrs. Pops, or the First Lady over here.
Hi there.
Mrs. Pops.
I can be Mrs. Pops. I'm fine with that.
I like that.
It's good to finally meet you. And sorry, Pops, I've been having mic issues, so.
Oh, it's okay. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. She's got to go and take care of these children and get dinner done and all that kind of stuff. But I'm glad you're able to make it to at least share hellos and that kind of thing.
Well, it was good to meet you.
Good to meet all of you. And I'm like I said, baby, I'm just so proud of you. Just keep your head up.
Thank you so much. Love you so much, and always being so supportive. It all starts with her, folks. So, all right, send my best to everybody, hun. Love you. I'll call you later.
All right, love you. Bye.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet all of you.
Pleasure, ma'am.
All right. I will take her out. How's that? There you go. Awesome. Well, Mags, thanks for hopping in. I didn't really have too many, I don't have special clips per se, but I do have a few. And I haven't shared them with everyone because they've been really created sort of sporadically. So I thought we would do. I love the fact that they're calling her Mrs. Pops. That's going to be a freaking t-shirt. I'm telling you.
Oh, boy.
That's so great. So the first one I have to share has to deal with Mike, because Mike on his Sunday shows sometimes, there was a time, I forget how it happened, Mike, but I was actually at my computer when you were doing your show, and I was reacting to the things that were in his show. So I made this for Mike.
2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh, sorry, Mike.
Whoa! History. And Bryce Harper wants a piece of Hunter Strickland. Here they go. Strickland lands a punch. Harper lands a punch. Bench is empty.
That was very funny.
So would you like me to explain how that all came about?
Yes, please do. Indulge.
So it was about 2-3 weeks ago on a Sunday morning edition of Pop Talk where I had Anonymous with me and Gap After Dark with me, and we were talking about the Rings of Power, where I did reluctantly agree to watch 3 episodes and give my reaction to those 3 episodes. And I'm still committed to it. After all, Pops knows I'm a Cub fan, so I'm used to punishment.
I see what you did there.
It seems like a perfect fit now, doesn't it? Yes. So, yes.
So, anyways, I started using a baseball analogy when it came to the Rings of Power and mentioning how if I was the pitcher and Amazon was the batter, I would no doubt throw at Amazon for what they're doing to the Lord of the Rings.
He said it, folks. So I made a clip.
Gotta keep him on their toes a little bit.
He had me laughing so much with this sports analogy, melding it together about and I'm just like, yeah, hitting them with the ball would be what I'd want to do. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Pops, I gotta get out of here, but before I do, I hate to take off on you, man, but I promised someone I would be on a stream with them.
No problem, man. You got a big one coming up.
Before I get out of here, though, since you guys brought this up, right after my motorcycle accident, you have to understand that I was pretty much crippled. My whole upper body was tore up. My collarbone was broken. My sternum was broken. I tore both the muscles in my arms. 3 broken ribs. I was absolutely wrecked. My whole upper body was wrecked. And I just started walking around again. And I reluctantly got dragged to Walmart. And I'm in Walmart when this beefcake lobster of a guy calls my girlfriend at the time a bitch because because his wife didn't get to cut in front of her at the deli.
What?
And I'm standing there and I'm doing my very best just to stand up and I'm holding on to the cart. And I just tell him, I'm like, effing do something about it. And he's like, what did you say? And I said, I can smell. And I told him I could smell something on his breath from here. And it was, guy peen. I said, I can smell the peen on your breath from here. And I said, do something about it. And he just looked at me. He's standing there and he's looking at me. This is a beefcake. This is a big guy. And his wife's like, Richard, come on, Richard, come on. Just leave him alone. Come on. And he's like, I'll see you in the parking lot. And I'm like, dude, what? And he walks off, and the guy standing next to me goes, don't worry about it, kid. He's a Cubs fan.
Oh my God.
Wow. Went for the jugular. That's awesome.
All right, guys, take it easy. Pops, I'm so proud of you, brother.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for all your help and support, my friend. I couldn't have done any of this without you and you being such a big contributor to it, and being here every Tuesday, motivating me and helping me behind the scenes and things like that. I name drop you all the time, and it's not because I'm trying to. It's just literally like you're part of my life in doing this. Like it's just, the brother that I found. It's just
You're
awesome.
Part of this fellowship, brother, and it is an absolute pleasure to get to work with you. The proper villains. Work with proper villains, ladies and gentlemen. Pops is a proper villain. And so is Ironcaster. So is Ryan. So is Troy, dude. Mike, Mags. You are an awesome villainous. Even though you got Tara's picture up, you're an awesome villain.
It's her Esper form. What can I say?
Yes, it's the evil Esper form.
I think they call them strong women now. That's what.
Yes. Strong women. Pops, congrats, and everybody.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, brother, for hanging out with us, fitting me in too.
Thank you.
Take care,
Sorry, I couldn't stay
Loki.
longer. Y'all take care.
Later,
Bye,
Loki.
I was just about to say that Loki inspired me, along with a few other creators, to get back into making videos. I call this my second run because the first time I tried doing this, I failed. But now I'm so close to 1,000. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable when all of these creators, every single one of them, especially Ironcaster, is a far better creator than I am. You're criminally underrated, man.
Absolutely. Ironcaster is by far. I'm going to get him on a regular schedule. Once I get him on a regular schedule, then it will start to go. It has to be like appointment television. You kind of have to understand. You have to figure out whatever your routine is. There's no rules on what routine you pick, whether it be once a week, once a month, every Tuesday, whatever you pick. It doesn't make a difference. But once people know, then they know they can count on it. They can go get it. Then you can gradually get from there. And then like Ironcaster already does, he's everywhere. He's on all sorts of different shows. His knowledge has already been out there. Everybody knows. So it's not that. It's just trying to get the right routine and right rhythm down for him that works for his schedule. Adithya had a great support mic of our Ring of Power metaphor here. So that clip is out for the Rings of Power Garbage Show, which is about to be released soon. Yeah. So it's universal. I think it's a clip that you should have in your regular rotation, I think.
One of the things I am kind of surprised I'm starting to see in the circles I'm in is people sharing like memes of saying no watching, no hate watching.
Oh yeah.
Because it gives them views regardless, and they'll say, "Oh, we got 1 million or 2 million views."
I don't know. I can't promise that I will not hate watch. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that to anybody. Sorry. Soul Assassin says, well, hang on. My StreamYard's slow here, guys. Hang on. Amazon is the one guy who has to pick up the golf balls at the golf course. Meanwhile, where the guy's hitting them at. You know what? Maybe there's a clip for that. I'll have to look for that, Soul Assassin. That's a great one. That's a great one. If we could get that. That's been in a couple movies.
Try looking at Caddyshack.
Mm-hmm.
I know that there's a video out there of a guy in the cart, that's going around collecting them, and the cart's getting hit with the balls. Mm-hmm. But I don't think there's a video of that guy in the cart saying you're all ists and phobes for hitting me with golf balls.
Well, Mags for the super chat, $10 super chat, Mags. Thank you so much. Congrats, Pops. Onwards and upwards. Much love. Much love because of you, Mags. Thank you so much. You've been a part of this kind of pretty early on, to be honest. And then we kind of I'm still trying to continue to work with her as well, like how to encourage her to have like the consistency and whatever. But, like myself, it is hard to do. it's hard when you got a full-time job. She has traveling responsibilities, things like that. It's a lot to juggle, folks. So,
and then when you have a car breakdown on the way,
you're stranded in some other state. All sorts of crazy things happen to poor Mags. So, but she's been here for me, and it's just been so amazing. And I do have a little clip from Mags, which I don't think she saw, because I think last time you were late. I don't know. We'll see.
The hell was that?
Yep.
that's cute.
Yeah. So there she goes. So there's Mags. So let's see. Want to get Mexican Iron Man in here?
Ooh. Mikey.
There he is. How you doing, Mike?
Bring in the diversity and inclusion to the table.
We have to. We got to have the right kind of representation. Want to make sure I've got it all squared away. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for that very generous super chat, my friend. I appreciate it so much. It's been awesome to get to know you and be able to have you support me. And I know you've been on one of my shows. We had such a great connection, I think, during that. But behind the scenes, the amount of messaging that we've had back and forth, things like that. Yeah, you've just been awesome, and awesome for this group of creators, man. Just you're so crucial.
Well,
And,
you, sir, are a welcome addition to this fandom area region. I don't know what to call it because the name changes every now and again. But
I call it coalition or alliance of alternatives.
Yes, Ryan, what mic are you using?
The laptop. For my second camera, I use this.
Because because your mic sounds really distant and echoey.
Yeah.
Make sure in your, go in your StreamYard settings and check which mic you're.
Okay.
Because you sound really distant and echoey. Look at me producing a show. I just walked on there.
I like it. I'll take it, Mike. If he thinks it can upgrade the quality, right?
Look at me. I'm so used to producing shows and shit. Like I walk into Troy. I walk. Troy's laughing at me because I walk in a Pop's show and I immediately start producing it. But you're.
Mikey should be called the boss because literally he is.
You're too kind.
I'm waiting for the day Mike walks onto a stream. He's like, "You lose 50 pounds immediately."
He's gonna take the Mercado approach and do that kind of shaming stuff.
What about now? Do I?
Perfect. There you go.
Definitely better. We got
because
the machine
this
camera.
microphone was being used
Oh.
instead of the laptop one. It's being held on by plastic.
Yeah.
Well, I have the clip. I have the clip of Ryan fixing his fan mic where he's doing like this to his fan. Troy and I could not keep straight faces because we were actually on.
Oh yeah.
Ryan's taking his fan because it was getting stuck, and he kept just like doing this, and we're like, "Is that your fan?" He's like, "Yeah, that's my fan." And it was like, "What is happening?"
Ryan doesn't care. He released a video today, and he's like burping halfway in the middle of the video and kept going. And he's a champion.
I think that was a few days ago.
Well, whatever.
But you're a Chad.
Champion.
Yeah.
But getting back to, let me give you a compliment, Pops. So, you are a welcome addition to this here fandom. You have a different approach, different background, different set of experiences in life and in fandom. You are absolutely intense, genuine, grounded. You don't have an ego. Well, maybe you do have one, but I haven't seen it yet. And I think it's great. It's a very welcome and refreshing, and congrats. And you obviously. I just, it's shocking to me that after your first experience and hearing your story on YouTube, and then, here you are again. I mean, that, gee, many crickets. I mean, that speaks of fortitude. I respect all you creators that care about your channels. So, I really do, because YouTube is an absolute biatch of a place to operate in an environment. I could never do it. I could never do what all you creators do, which is care about your channels, wanting them to get monetized, all that stuff. I just could never do it because I'm not naturally a creative person. I'm an accountant.
Well, I could never file other people's taxes. So
I mean, that's everybody's different. But Pops, great job. Awesome. I can't wait till after, like I said, after October 15th, after my next tax deadline, I'm going to be, for 3 months, I'll have openings and we can stream, multiple times between October and February.
We'll watch something together.
Because with you, it's easy to do those deep dives and stuff like that. You have a unique style. It's a lot like Troy. When Troy came on the scene, I knew him in the chats, but I didn't know him. Now I know him. But I mean, I didn't know him, at all. He was just in the chats. And when you get to connect with different people, I think for a long time, early, like one of the great things that came out of COVID is we have these fresh faces and people like you, Ryan, Mags, coming out of the chat doing stuff. Mike is obviously hilarious. 414 is hilarious as hell. And other people too. Six, who was a long time in the chats. She's now on screen and on air. I'm really pleased that of everything that's happened in the last, say, 9 to 12 months, that people have emerged that were just friends and chats, and now they're doing stuff, and the place is almost like it's rejuvenated now, because so many of the channels that were once small are now so large. And once the channels get big, those people have to manage their life, their business, and their channels very differently. Like, I remember going on a membership stream with Gary, and there were 14 of us for 2 hours, and that was it. Rotating in and out. Long before he had tens of thousands and thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of subs.
Right. That was that must have been back in
4 years ago.
2018? Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. 4 years ago. Yeah. So anyways, congratulations, Pops. You're amazing. You're awesome. And I'm going to shut up and just hang out here for a while.
Well, let me get through a couple of these great comments. Ithia had brought up the fact that the Flaccets had a stream about cringe stream I was not a part of. I think they just they're changing their hours around. I can't always be a part of that, my friend, but I love it, and I love those guys. Hopefully they can fit us into. They got crazy stuff going on with their schedule. So, and Keely Chow is here. Hey to Keely Chow, and he says, "Let's roast." Oh boy, hang on. Let me get this. My StreamYard's slow. Let's roast a Doomacorn and a War Eagle for Mexican Iron Man. All right. And then
you need an Alf clip for Mikey.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
Well, that'll be the one thing we're roasting for him.
Yeah, I do tease him regularly, but I do not. I'm not as deep into the Alf shenanigans as the other folks are. That's for sure.
Don't worry, Mike. You saw my picture, right? He's I saw that last episode of Alf. He's been taken care of.
Oh my God.
I could whistle the song for you right now.
Oh no, Mike! I like Mike being here, guys. I don't get a chance to have him around, so we don't want to drive him away with crazy. Yeah, I'm sure he's screaming.
Sorry, Mike.
I was telling, all the Alf jokes got me to say, I don't think I ever actually watched Alf, and then I went to go watch it, and holy, it is crap.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It really, really is. Yeah, I did like some of the merchandise. So I told Mikey this one time. I don't remember the theme song to the show, but I remember the little record that came from, I don't remember if it was McDonald's or Burger King or whoever was doing the licensing. He had this song, those Melmac Girls. It was, like a parody of the Beach Boys. And I remember the tune, those Melmac Girls.
Oh, golly. I don't know. I could not ever get it to Alf. It just wasn't my thing. There's so many other things that I could watch that were good that I just really couldn't get into it much at all.
I wound up, I was messaging Mike in private. I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible. I'm on Team Mike on this one. Like, we need to start and I was saying, like, we need to start the Anti-Alf Alliance or AAA.
I like that.
AAA, you mean like the car company?
They're all on board. See, they hate Alf too.
There you go.
They just didn't know it.
I like
Mike.
how you
they
think.
Didn't know it. They just didn't know it.
Good stuff.
So, Mike, you seem like you're still denying what a YouTuber you are, because I just saw you do a few things here and there in your unboxings and things like that. Have you thought about trying to get to at least a once a week kind of schedule or anything?
Fuck no. Oh shoot!
He broke the streak.
Luckily, the first lady isn't here right now.
An hour in, and he finally broke this.
Crap! Well, you ask a question like that, you're gonna ask a Mexican question. You're gonna get a Mexican answer.
But you're not Mexican.
Oh, Ryan went there.
Oh, we're already there. Okay. Beep. Heck no. Or hold on. Beep. No. No way. No. Snow Dub actually has an idea of what I might do with my channel, but I'm not gonna tell anyone. I'm gonna think about it and marinate. I do not want to ever care about my YouTube channel in a way that's meaningful to me in any way, shape, or form. And that's because I got a very demanding job in life, doing my day job. There's no way that YouTube could ever make any kind of money for me that would make a difference in how I live my life and the kind of life I live. I know that sounds very cocky and arrogant, but hey, I got a lightsaber budget, and
A lightsaber budget.
and so and after YouTube takes its cut, doesn't leave a lot for. I mean, it's just I don't want to do it for money at all, and I don't want to do it for clout or ego at all. I don't care about popularity. And let me just tell you what I love doing. I mean, I don't know if I am a YouTuber, it's because I love being a fan of YouTubers and supporting YouTubers. Like something just happened the other day that just tickled my fan. Like I threw a super chat at Ethan Van Skyver, and it went up, came in. I've been a member of his channel for like 42 months, something like that, 40 months.
Wow.
Something like that. And if I am a YouTuber, the kind of YouTuber I want to be is I want to be a fan. I want to sit there, and I lurk a lot. Although sometimes I'll poke my head out, but a lot of times I just lurk. I'll listen to Ironcaster talk. I'll listen to Mike talk. I'll listen to Troy when he's drinking.
When he's drinking, which is every Friday.
Yeah, which is every Friday.
Hey, that's a good day to drink.
Yeah, and I lurk a lot because I love being a fan. I really, really, really love being a fan of all you guys that are on the screen right now, and the people that are in the chat and other chat. I love it, and so the minute for me, and that doesn't count producing and guesting, right? So I mean, I am a guest, I am a contributor, and I do post a lot of shows. But to me, all of it's the same. Whether I'm watching you guys, or I'm producing shows, or I'm on screen, or I'm on the panel of Midnight's Edge, After Dark, Doom Talk, whatever. If I'm running his shows, whatever. To me, it's all getting to be a fan. And the minute that I actually start to care about that channel of mine, what's going to happen is that means that I'm going to get less of the joy that I get, because the kind of YouTuber I want to be is I want to be a super YouTube fan and support and help people. And the reason why I do so many super chats here and there is I want people to know that what they do has value. I want people to know that the time that they invest, because that's the way I look at it. Like if I sit there and I, if I sit there and I watch you guys, that's why I like the super thanks thing that started. I've started using that lately on different, you can't catch people live. But I think the best thing that I can do for me is try to be a source of support and kind of like a big, huge Mexican cheerleader, that just says,
big,
hey,
hashtag big, huge Mexican cheerleader. I like it.
Yeah. Focus on big and huge.
I see a meme coming on that one.
I was going to say something, but it's Pops' channel, and I don't want to go over the PG rating.
I don't know if we said hi to War Monkey. I'll make sure we did. So thank you so much.
I do want to say real quick, though, Mike, I look forward to every Tuesday just with you and Loki. I love the dynamic between you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks. I owe Loki. I wish he was still here. I know I missed him because I was on a conference call. But what I love about Loki is that's a good example. I was a fan of Valhalla. I didn't come to Valhalla when they started. I was a latecomer. I'm not, even as much as I'm an OG over there, I'm not an original G. I'm an old G, but I'm not an original G. I'm not one of the original people that left Xanadu and started Valhalla. But with Loki, what he did was he gave me my first live streaming break. I was very introverted. I was just in the chats. I never wanted to come on screen and talk with a camera, without a camera. I just never wanted to do it. I was scared. I was intimidated. And Loki gave me all of those first opportunities, and he was so patient with me. And in those early months, God, it's like 3 years ago now. But yeah.
It's so awesome. I couldn't agree more. So let me catch up here. Chris Persia, though, he's throwing some shade your way, my friend. You can't just get through the Alf pajama jokes. They're out there.
Oh Lord.
I know.
If it helps you though, your hatred for Alf was like what I had for Chucky as a kid. Like the little killer doll. Like, no, keep that thing the fuck away from me. Oh,
Ironcaster broke the rule. All right, well, there we go.
And I never swear on here either.
I don't think he's ever sworn on my channel before. So happy birthday to Lovely Sherry.
Ironcaster. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I only have a limited time. I'm sorry, guys. I feel like I've been running around like a chicken with its head cut off. I have an anniversary wedding dinner to go to, so I'm like, I don't have much time here, but I do wanted to piggy off of what Mike said. If it weren't for those channels today who have the 6K, subscriptions and everything else, who didn't go out there, who didn't brave the new world and per se, and speaking their minds and doing it, we wouldn't all be here today. And I'm not saying that for clout. I'm not saying that for grifting, but I was a lurker in a lot of channels before I even said anything in the chats. And it was really truly Midnight's Edge during the Gina Carano situation where I just decided to speak because I just had enough. And really, because I first discovered Mahler, and then it came from there to discovering everybody else. But it's amazing how this YouTube community, fellowship, gathering, coalition, alliance, whoever we want to be. I mean, I don't want to put a label on it, but it's more like a family. Like everybody, it's like, because I come from a very large extended family, and literally it's like when there's a wedding, it's a family reunion. It's kind of like when there's a live stream, it's like a family reunion. It's like everybody's there, everybody's talking, everybody's talking to each other and wondering how everybody's doing. And it's such an isolated situation that what happened the last couple of years with the virus of unspecified origin. It's amazing how it didn't make any of us feel isolated. I mean, we all had a voice, we all had conversations with one another. We acted like family. We were all welcoming. I mean, Loki is so very warm and welcoming. Pops, you are too. Everybody here, everybody, doesn't matter how many followers you have or subscriptions you have or memberships you have or whatever, it doesn't really matter. It's like everybody's on the same level with one another, as far as what I can tell. And it's amazing how I can talk to people who, in a way, it's a little starstruck with me if somebody brings me on and talks to me or whatever. But it's kind of like, it's amazing how warm and welcome. I don't know how to describe it. It's warm and welcoming. It doesn't make me feel isolated. It doesn't make anybody else feel isolated. And it's just, I thank you, Pops. I thank you, Ryan. I thank you, Troy. I thank you, Ironcaster, and Mike Pacific 414, and Mike Mexican Iron Man, and everybody else out there that has really created this awesome community that just keeps growing. And the more voices we add out there, the more that will appear and will come and speak out against what's going on, but also speak positively of what's coming into the future, like Rippaverse. So, thank you guys. This is awesome.
I know you're going to go, Max. But let's bring in a couple. Culture Casino is here.
Culture.
Awesome. I know you guys know Culture. We'll speak to him directly as well. I know some of you may not know. My friend James is, he's been so integral for this ride for me. He's kind of a comics art guru, and we'll get links to his channel as well, folks, if you want to just get some of the great, OG comic book convention, books, knowledge. James is incredible to talk to, culture warrior in and of himself as well. And I know Mags is hitting the nail on the head here about, this sort of family feel with everything, and I think that I couldn't be here and do what I've done if I wasn't so welcomed in. It was so much more work before, as now it's just like I feel like I'm just hanging out with people. And Mags, every week we get to be together. It's been awesome, and I can't thank you enough for being able to fit us in. It's such a great, passionate little speech that you were giving there, and I appreciate it so much. I know you got to run.
I felt like I was rambling. I'm sorry.
You are not. You're always. As some of them call you, that you still are angelic to us, Max.
Thank you guys. But I love. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Culture.
I was just going to say, Mags, you're wonderfully verbose, and it was lovely to hear you speak. So I wouldn't apologize at all. You did a great job.
I tend to repeat things. I'm sorry. I get nervous on the
Very
spot
profound.
when I have a rambling rant going on.
No, it's good.
But anyway, I love all of you. Keep doing what you guys are doing. And this is a message out there to everybody. Everybody has value. It's just you got to put your first step forward, and that's one step at a time to get yourself there. So, and we're all out here to support everybody. Encouragement in numbers makes us stronger than anybody else. So.
Well, Max, you go have fun doing your event. Thanks for fitting this in. I know you still have that going on. I appreciate you spending time with me and supporting me the way you have. It's been amazing, and I can't thank you enough.
Thank you, Pops, and congrats again. It's thank you for bringing me into your little family over here.
Oh,
so
it's been awesome. Appreciate it so much, Mags. Love you, lady.
Take care, everybody. Love y'all.
Love ya.
Take care, Mags.
All right. Culture Casino and James Mealy. So awesome to have you here. Let's go ahead and bring Zach's in too.
And speaking of family, speaking of that family feeling, here's a little something I got for you to share with Mike. Pops, I just share the screen right there. I shared it with you. You can share it.
Uh oh, Mike, what's happening? See here. Sorry, my computer's got to catch up. All the shenanigans, of course.
Oh dear.
What am I looking at here, James?
This is a page of original art from the Alf comic book.
Oh, God. I know what this says. I saw what this. I know what this says. I know what this says.
That's your birthday gift.
It's not my birthday. How is it my birthday? It's not my birthday today.
Oh, James, they're gonna have a fundraiser going just to get that for poor
So
Mikey
James is
there.
part of this Al Qaeda conspiracy too.
He may very well be.
Do I have any friends left anywhere? Troy, take care of this guy. You're Italian. I need some muscle.
The problem is, there's not much you can do over the internet.
Oh my God!
I got your back, Mike.
Thank you. That was pretty. I knew instantly. As soon as it came up, I'm like, oh no, it's not. Yeah, it is. I know exactly what that is.
Well, Zach's is here as well. I want to say hey to Zach's as well. How you doing?
What time is it?
Hey guys.
Well, I had my grandkids on earlier, folks. If you missed that, it's kind of a free-for-all time. We're having a lot of fun.
I'm in my backyard with my kid who's in the pool, so the audio is going to be iffy, but I'm here.
I appreciate it so much, my friend. So let me
Pops
catch up
and
on
everyone. I got to punch out. I got a client calling me from the West Coast. I got to take this call. It's a client.
Hey, man, you do it, man. Do your thing. Pay the bills. Mike, thanks for
Love
hanging out
y'all.
with me, man.
See you
Talk to
around.
soon.
Good job. Good way to come in and nail me, James. That was pretty nice.
Oh, it was good. That was pretty hardcore.
Bye, guys.
Let's just
Take
say
care,
a
Mike.
couple of comments here real quick before.
I got to bounce too. I got
Okay, Ironcaster. Thank you, my friend.
Hey, Ironcaster. Bye, Ironcaster.
I'll talk to you soon.
I'm center square.
Yeah.
And
that means
Mark
you're
me
Paul Lind.
well, it's that or Whoopi. So
You're Paul Lind.
I'd rather be Paul Lind if I had a choice.
No shit. Now I'm Paul Lind. All right, whatever.
Well, we'll move you around. I don't know. We can be Paul Lynn.
That's fine.
Paul Bowler is here saying congratulations. Thank you, Paul. Paul has been so active on my different videos and things like that. It's been great to get to know Paul. And the Jinja Ninja live from Japan. Recent interview, got a chance to get to spend some time with him talking about his Indiegogo campaign and stuff that he's been working on. So, hail man, so great to get to
Brilliant artist. Wonderful.
And PKL, oh my gosh, man, it was so awesome. His video today, we were going back and forth about some of the topics and things that he's been doing on his channel. It's been awesome. So before I try to get back to chat and try to boomer this situation up a little bit, let me get to Culture, because I know Culture may have like serious scheduling conflicts trying to fit him in.
Yeah, I was trying to be here early, right? But unfortunately, I did this take the parents to the airport day, which became an adventure because they didn't know which terminal they were going to be going out of.
Well, this is technically the first time I've had Culture on, but I can tell you that he was one of the very first people when I was just in chat who said, he has a channel, you should go watch his stuff. And I'm like, I didn't even come here for publicity, but it was such a big deal because it started to change the way I was thinking about it being like a family thing. Because for me, it was not. It was always like business before, right? It was work with people, I had business partners, whatever. And Culture started changing that dynamic form. So even though he may not know that, he's way more integral than he probably realizes.
I appreciate that. That makes me feel great, and it's funny because I really believe it's a form of culture that's passed down between creators. Because I was brought in the same way. Started to comment and showed some interest in starting a channel, and then everybody's like, "Well, just do it." and so I got lots of encouragement. So you don't get that. And when it's funny because I always tell people, and this is the truth, whether you believe it or not, you don't know who's in your audience. You never know. You never know who's watching your videos. You never know who's checking out your stuff. And I check out tons of channels every day. On the off chance somebody says, "Oh, I have a channel," a decent chance I either wrote it down or took a screenshot. I'm kind of old, so I still write stuff down. But I took a screenshot.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, man.
And I go and check it out.
I have a whole notebook of stuff right here.
That's right. And so it's important. That's something that we should continue to pass to every single new wave, because honestly, we're a series of waves now. I mean, I've looked at it, and I was part of the tail end of the fourth wave, is what it was described as. We're like on the seventh, eighth, ninth wave now. I don't even know. The sheer volume of channels that have been rolling out that are in our sphere have been impressive, and everybody does a great job. And again, Pops, you do a great job. Look how quickly we're here, and we're having a great time on a monetization stream. It's just it's fantastic.
It's been crazy.
The best attitude adjustment I think on YouTube is this when you do your first monetization stream. I think it's the one that it really does. It's a sense of accomplishment. Like I always tell people, like the first time a video gets 10 views, do you know how long that takes for some channels just to get one video that has 10 views?
Yeah. I made about 100 videos before I got one that had over 10.
Yeah, but it's wonderful, and thank you for that. Though I just promote everybody. If you've got a channel and you've got a voice, there's a decent chance I'm going to check out your channel and I'm going to promote you. And like I said, it's easy to promote certain people, right? And I'm seeing Mr. Athy around all over the place now, so he's getting around.
And he's the cheerleader of the group.
And he has grown so exponentially in this last few weeks because just this positive attitude of focusing on other creators, good things that they're doing, and then also trying to like have this great interaction where you can make suggestions and the creator listens to you. Like so many creators don't listen, right? And it's like, so this is a guy who's literally like begging you to give him suggestions and give him some inspiration points and things like that. So
it works.
Yeah.
It works.
Hey, Pops, we were just before Culture came in, we were talking about the community and how it's like family. Do you have a second for a quick story about Culture Casino to illustrate that?
Well, let me bring in Daryl, so Daryl's not sitting backstage. And Joker Voice,
Hey,
by
Daryl.
the way, I did send Joker. I sent you a link. Soul Assassin, I saw your comment. Let me make sure I have this here because I like this real quick. In Vin Diesel's voiceful family. Yes, okay. And yeah, Joker Voice came in here. He's saying congrats. Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. Joker has been on with me several times. Tons of fun time with him. We're very like-minded.
Another channel to check out, folks. Joker Voice.
Joker Voice is a great channel to check out. Yep. Dollar Bill Y'all. Yes.
Dollar Bill Y'all. Thanks, Jacob.
And Adithya is talking about Rings of Power still. Just basically being fanfic and virtue signaling.
Adithya's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So, go ahead. Let's hit it, Troy. Talk about
it's
culture.
almost,
Why not? I got him. Let's do it.
It's going on a year, and he was Culture was on a karaoke stream with Tom and a bunch of others, and it was
I don't sing.
and it was just after my brother had passed. And I put in a request for someone in the group to sing He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. And none of them knew it. And Culture so desperately wanted to do something to encourage me. He got off the stream, went and listened to the song, played it a couple times, came back and goes, I'm going to do my best because I want to do this for you. And let me tell you, I cried my eyes out.
Awesome.
But I will never forget it, Culture. And that's what I'm talking about. That's this community. That's family. I super appreciate it. Never forget you for that.
You're going to make me cry now.
I want to do it to you on camera.
Like you said, I mean, there are certain moments that you're doing this and you can be discouraged for periods of time. Your videos don't do good. I mean, you want to do your best work, and you want it to be appreciated. You want other people to see it, right? Especially something you pour your heart and time into. And so you'll go through that period, and then like something amazing will happen, and it'll be uplifting. And you know, every time somebody says something positive about me, it's hard to take a compliment. I'm not good at it. But I'm going to tell everyone here and anybody that listens to this in future, anybody who was here and gone and comes back, whatever, go to an event where you get to meet everybody. It is singularly the greatest joy refill you've had, outside of like maybe having a child. I mean, it is one of those things, and it speaks to this concept of family. I got to meet Daryl. I've gotten to meet several people in the fellowship. You guys, it means the world when you can put your hands on somebody, put your arms around somebody. You know, whether you make it to
the court case is still pending.
Yeah, well,
I will be in Orlando. For any of you that are going to be in Orlando, please message me and let me know when you're going to be there, so I can try to figure that out.
I'm gonna be there for at least 8 days, maybe longer. Hard to say.
I'll be in my neck of the wood for a week. We'll definitely have to see each other.
I am, yeah, indeed. And you know, that's obviously where the retirement plans are, because that's where I'm going to be building the studio facilities, is in Florida. Yeah. So, you know, it's for me, this is a broader thing. It will always be a bigger thing, whether my channel gets taken down tomorrow or not. You know, my heart is in creation and this kind of an area. So ultimately, I want to have a studio where creators can go to produce bigger projects and do bigger things, and it's not going to cost them a ton of money. You know,
so awesome.
You know?
I have a treat for culture, because I didn't really have a way to get everyone clips or things like that. I haven't had a chance, but I actually found this a while ago. I was like, he's the perfect one for this. So here's my culture casino.
Nothing to see here, please.
Look, oh, you guys are so great. This is supposed to be about you. Why are you guys saying nice stuff about me? It should be saying nice stuff about Paul.
Well, here's something we can do. Let's talk about James Mealy right here. You have not, if you've been to Sequential Treasures culture, one you should recommend. If anyone's into comic book art, original art, and just a comic book guru, I think, James, you were telling me during one of our talks that, like, wasn't it your brother like describing the cover, and you could tell him which one it was, and just
what happened was, okay, this story goes, I was about 17, he was 14, and we had this little spare room off the kitchen, and that's where I kept all my comics at. And my brother came to me one day and said, I want to do something with you. And I'm like, what's that? He goes, all right, I'm going to go in your comic room. I'm going to shut the door, but I'm going to leave it ajar so you can hear me. I'm just going to pull a random comic out of one of your boxes. I'm going to give you the issue number and the title, and I want you to describe the cover for me. And I remember the first one he did was Iron Man 212. And I went in, I told him who the artist was. I told him what year it came out. I told him all the design, everything. Wow. And they did like 5 or 6 others after that. And every single one, I got them all. He came out of the room, and I'll never forget it. He just had a deadpan look on his face. And he just went to me, he goes, how in the hell do you keep all that straight in your head?
It's an OG collector right there, my friends.
It is, and you get great minds, obviously, like James and like our buddy Clobby. You can reach out to them and talk to them about comic books in a way that nobody else has digested them. They have a complete this encyclopedic knowledge. So that's awesome. I'm kind of jealous that you can do that, by the way. So.
Other folks have popped in here as well.
I love it at the same time. I love it and fear it at the same time, because, you know, what's one thing you always hear about people who end up getting Alzheimer's? They say, like, oh, he used to remember everything. And it's like, I'm the guy that remembers everything. I'm like, wait a minute, does that mean it's going to happen to me? I don't want that.
Sleep properly and often. Don't abuse any substances, and keep yourself in good physical condition, and you probably will be longer brained. That's how I'm going to put it. Longer brained.
Look, Padawaнаbe's calling me out. It's a way to go, old guy. Some of us can figure this out.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that so much. We actually had a great. We kind of hijacked. Was that Mike? Was that your channel? We hijacked for about an hour. We nipped down the rabbit's hole of like grading comic books properly.
Yeah, you guys, you know, were talking about doing the backboarding and everything, and then you got on the subject of comic books, and I just let it go because that's what Pop Talk is about, is letting people talk about what they want to talk about when I'm not talking about an article.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been great getting the chance to talk that way. I just love this. That's what I enjoy. It's like, this is my shop. This is my little comic book time of the things that I want to do and whatever. So we have this bottom row. It's filled up. Zach's is here. Daryl, like my friend, the vac tube has definitely been just a staple for me, like a regular cycle to go and spend time with the vac tube. We're talking about family. It's like a different kind of family. It's like visiting the Thanksgiving dinner chaos and just hanging out for an hour of just watching shenanigans ensue. And of course, Joker, like I said, he needed no introduction. We all love Joker Voice's work, and just really, his takes are always just spot on. So yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, stop it! You're making a clown blush.
Well, I'll forget if I don't do it, because Daryl was on my show. So he's on my show. He's going to play victim to a clip. So let's have a victim clip.
Oh no!
Just for posterity's sake. We'll say that. We'll say that. How about write that down?
Love that clip.
Cheers, brother.
And they call the people in Arkham crazy.
Oh. It never gets old.
Oh shit, no.
Yes, it is.
Sober, we pretended
Pops,
to be older women yesterday.
Congratulations, my friend. Congratulations. Like I said, my interactions with you has boosted my channel, so I owe a lot of what success I'm getting to you. This guy up top in the top row up here, this Ryan Roger guy, for some reason thinks I'm some rising YouTube star or something. That's great. And to Paul Lynn right there. Thank you for
that's pretty good, Paul Lynn, actually.
Yeah.
Center Square, the Hollywood Squares. So the meeting you out here in Vegas was just great, and just to glean a little bit of info from you and Gary, and I've got the Salty guys and Jeremy and Chris Gore. It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Well, I like it. I said, and I'm going to continue to say, if you get a chance to meet up with other creators, do it. It is this. It rekindles the fire. It does. It's a weird phenomenon. And just do it if you can make it happen. Just for a day, just for a night, whatever. It's good time.
Well, guys, I gotta run. I'm sorry, Pops. I gotta go. I'm sorry. This is a horrible time for me to try to do this. So,
I know,
but congratulations.
I want to say thanks to Zach, because part of the reason I ended up down this Indian cinema thing, by the way. So that's both a positive and negative, depending on how you want to look at it. But I appreciated it very, very much, because I like good stuff. So thank you, Zach, for all you've done to help me. You support me so much behind the scenes as well, with stuff that I can't even get into right now. But listen, man, we'll spend some time. I want to have you on at a better time that's conducive to your schedule. Take care, my friend.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Bye, Zach.
Bye, guys.
See you later, Zach.
And Daryl, Padawannabe says that you can only get that kind of suction without body hair. I'm just saying. So I don't know. I don't know if we have evidence or not, but I know we have a clip, so people can just take it for however they want.
Yeah.
And Kitty Bear Stephen Paul, hey man, how you doing? He says that's funnier than She-Hulk, which that bar is pretty low, my friend.
That's
There's
a low
no real
bar.
comedy in She-Hulk. I've been probably more gracious to She-Hulk than most creators, because I don't consider it anything.
That's the joke. The fact that the show exists.
Yeah.
That's the joke of She-Hulk.
So before Culture, I know Culture's got a crazy schedule, so I got to ask this question real quick. We can go around the horn. You guys can give me, what is one of the things of advice that you'd give me coming to this like transitional phase where I've kind of, because it has for me this round on YouTube. I mean, I came in with a lot of stuff. I didn't come in with like a baseline. But what is some advice that you'd give me, kind of like how I move forward?
Only do the stuff you love. Only cover the things you feel passionately about. You're going to get the same advice from everybody who's been doing this for any period of time. Do the stuff you're passionate about. If your jam is comic books, if you're a comic genius, do that. If you have a unique perspective on something, and you maybe dabble a little bit in cosplay and voice work and stuff like that, then do that. Focus, but do the thing that you feel the best about, that you feel that you have a knowledge base in, and it's usually more than one thing. But stick with that, and you can't go wrong. The biggest trick is not to let down, not to slow down, because whatever you're doing now that got you here is enough to keep going, right? You should be so. For me, it was a matter of the decision whether or not to make more content. And the more people I talk to, and you've got a lot of people you can reach out to who've been excellent observers, but if not actual creators, or people like Mike, Mexican Iron Man. And he's going to give you the same advice, because observationally, he's been watching a lot of us for a long period of time. So that's always my advice. And work with the people you enjoy with, which isn't hard to do here. Let's be honest; it's pretty easy to hang out all together.
Yeah, I feel guilty because there was only so many people. There's only so much time in the day. There's only way to rotate. Actually something like this is very stressful for my ADD to look at 8 boxes looking back at me. It's like, oh my gosh.
And it's screwing me up right now because
sleeping and eating, Pops, and then you have more time. That's how you fix that.
Yeah, well, actually, it's the sleep thing that gets in the way, and that's why I do very little of it. Even though I just told you to stay healthy with a good brain for a long time, you got to sleep. But you also need a pillow that doesn't mess your neck up. But that's beside the point. See, right now, my OCD is bananas, because this person should be where I am, and I should be over there, because I'm unbalanced and I'm going crazy.
But I had to keep Paul in the middle. I couldn't go against the structure.
Look, but honestly, Pops, I mean, do what you've been doing. It's very easy to promote people. I really is. You guys do. Everybody does such great work. So, whenever I see somebody come in and I know that they're working hard on their channel and all that, it's so easy to promote. I wish I hadn't fixed myself in a corner with the 6-minute daily. I wish I could have made that more like a 15-minute daily, but it just didn't work out that way. And you know what? It works. I'm not going to change it. But
Culture.
Yeah.
Culture. I am jealous of you that you can do all of that in 6 minutes. That would take me about 25.
Really?
Because I stutter.
Yeah, maybe, but
that was a joke, people.
Yeah,
you can laugh at that.
Yeah, no.
Well, I have to be honest, Culture. That was literally my business partner and I had pitched literally 2 of the things that you have. So you have this whole the pop culture news thing. Mm-hmm. When we first branched into our own thing, I'd come from pop culture background, but I wanted to do this with them.
Right.
One of the websites I was writing for kind of kicked me off because they kind of asked me to do pop culture stuff on the site because it would increase traffic. Because especially back in 2010 or whatever, pop culture was a huge buzz. I mean, it would get a lot of eyes on your website. Yeah. And the second thing is I had another guy who was trying to work with me. We couldn't get this off the ground. Was creating this was before StreamYard was basically in everyone's laptops. Was create a location that people could go to do a radio show. Just create a location where you have the equipment. You have one producer who kind of bounce around, making sure things are operating right. But you can just show up, you throw a little bit of money in the coffers to keep it all running, and you can just have basically a quasi radio station. But it was streaming. Mm-hmm. But we couldn't get it off the ground as well. But it's still, all these things are still out there. And now that I've kind of got a chance to get to know people like you, and then of course when I met James and this whole plethora of comic book art, which always seems so inaccessible for me, I'm like, I can't afford any of this. Now I'm finding pages for $50 and $60 from these great artists. I'm like, oh man, this is a problem for my finances. How can I keep saying no to this? This is not a good thing. This is
it hurts the wallet indeed. Yeah, it's hard. And but no, I mean, there's room for it. And the idea to just get a blast of entertainment news isn't anything new. It's just doing it as fast as I try to get it done. I love it. But I just wish I'd given myself a little more time because it just seems like I don't get everything in. But it's a balancing act, and I encourage anybody to do something similar. One of my friends here on YouTube asked, he's like, "Do you mind if I do something based on that?" I said, "I don't care. There's plenty of space here. It's not. I won't consider you competition. It's fine."
That was hard for. I'm glad you keep saying that though, because that was hard for me to get through, because I had to hear Gary at Nerdrotic say that, like, you do your channel and say the same thing I'm saying if you believe, like, just be yourself. You know, don't, you know, they need more people to say the same thing so they eventually will hear it. I need that permission. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm listening to creators and I'm shaking my head at home. And I was just like, well, they already said it. There's nothing new for me to contribute. I kept shooting out excuses not to do it rather than to do it. You know what I mean?
Anybody's perspective, I think, is reason enough to do it, because even though you may agree with what they're saying, the reasons why may differ, or even just the way you're approaching it may differ, and that alone makes it unique and something worthwhile just for that reason alone.
And also everyone who's subscribed to you is maybe not be subscribed to Gary or to Jeremy. So there's a broader audience, and if saving pop culture is the ultimate goal, who cares where the message started from, as long as it gets out.
Well, let me just cap it off with this, because I do need to get running, unfortunately, because I actually have to go back and do work. But yeah, which I hate. But no, my work's fine. But your perspective is always going to be different. You've had a different life experience. You've tactily interacted with things differently than anybody else has. Whatever that is, we all have different life experiences that we bring to the table to kind of use as a different kind of eye shade or mirror to hold up against these same things that we might be saying. But we have a different take. You always will, and that's what's unique about this platform. We talked a little bit about this on Midnight's Edge in the morning this morning, in that there's channels that are very successful just being essentially mostly outrage and anger. I can't gin that up. That's not me. but some people do that, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's room for everybody's approach, their take, their style. I often find myself wishing that I could present the way somebody else does. So it's not a foreign concept. And no, cover the same stuff. We're all going to be covered. I promise you, almost everybody's going to be covering the Amazon Rings of Power show. We're all going to be talking.
Culture, I thank you again. Again, word of encouragement. Keep doing what you're doing. Like I said, just the idea of shouting me out was so encouraging, because I would listen on these Friday night, especially Friday, because I'm driving for 2 hours to get back home. So I'm listening to that. Even if I miss it live, I'm always catching up. I'm off by a few minutes. But the fact that he would say that was so encouraging. Just like, wow, this guy's watched my videos and he's telling his crowd of, there'd be like 50 people in his chat. I'm like, I don't have 50 people watching videos right now. And he's like, yeah, we'll watch this one video. It's one movie review or whatever. Yeah. I know it just seemed, maybe at times it can seem like it's frivolous to you, but I want to say thank you. And like I said, I don't even had you on before, and yet here I am, a real chance to at least thank you. I appreciate that so much.
Your words are wonderful, and all I'm going to tell you is do the same for other people. Just it is a one giant pay it forward. And I'm going to take away from today's experience, obviously, the big celebration of your monetization, but also what Troy said about me doing something that, I'm going to take that away with me. So thank you for that. Awesome. And thank you all for everything today. You're amazing. It was lovely to hear. I got to sit in the back and not be on camera when Mags was talking. It was so good. I don't think she knows just how important that kind of conversation is, and that in the way she delivered it, in the impassioned way that she did. So that's authenticity. That's what's required to connect with other human beings, and you can consider them an audience, you can consider them a family, but that's how connections are built. Anyway, I love you guys. Thanks so much.
That's what I think has made all this so successful for so many people is that authenticity. That's what they're lacking in the mainstream. That's what they're lacking in news. That's what they're lacking in so much other areas that we consume in, and it's either fake or it's just indoctrination, and we can tell it. Whereas when you come off as authentic, people can see that, and like, this is someone who's genuinely saying what they really feel, and you can then connect with that.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a question on my way out the door. First of all, I'm going to say You're 1,000% right, and it's really desirable for us to believe that what somebody is trying to portray themselves as, they actually represent that in real life. Which, let's be clear, and this is the thing I'm going to leave on. These are professional pretenders, right? Gary likes to reiterate that, and I do as well. These people are fake for a living. How much of that has seeped into their makeup as a human, that they maybe don't have a touchstone? Maybe they can't reach back to that part of their genuine self. Maybe that's
you can lie so much. You can lie so much it becomes reality. And
now there are many actors.
Some of them. Yeah,
there are many actors that's not the case for. Indeed, I mean there are many, but the problem is when you venture too far afield, especially in service of something that you don't truly believe in. How do you get back? Anyway, that's it. I thank you so very much,
Culture.
Guys.
Again, thank you so much for everything. I appreciate all the support for not only myself but everyone else. It's awesome.
Thank you, Culture. Love you, man.
All right, see you guys. Have a great one.
Everybody, Culture.
Congrats again, Pops. See you.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. Daryl, I've left you kind of quiet over there. The vac tube has been for me so important because, like I said, and Arwen's not feeling well. She was going to try to be here as well. She was definitely very crucial early on for me in that way of that.
And
also,
she's so pretty too.
Yeah, that
Much
family,
much better looking than
I know. It would have raised the bar a lot for this group.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. Daryl's show is just such a great hangout. Sometimes we're talking about things. Sometimes they're not talking about anything. Sometimes they got inside jokes going. I have no idea what's happening. And sometimes I'm like, this may not be the best 15-minute segment for me. I'll have to come back because it got off the rails for Pops. But that's okay. To each their own. Daryl, what's an advice that you'd have for me, bro? Because I love you as a brother, man, and I know we're gonna meet at some point. We're gonna figure out how to get these. We're gonna get these wires to cross face to face as well. So I just feel like I'm talking to somebody that I've known for years, even though it really hasn't been like that.
That's the same way I am, man. I mean, I just talk to everybody like I've known them all my life. That's just me. But I really can't give you any advice because I'm not where you're at. However, all I can say is what you're doing is working.
Oh,
so
thank
stick
you.
with it. As long as it's making you happy, do it.
It might shock people to know that I don't look at numbers every day. I know people are crazy. I said I've looked at numbers more lately because all of this happened so rapidly within the last month, really. And I was trying to wait for YouTube to send all these notifications and stuff. So you're trying to work through all the screens and all the nonsense. That's what happens. You make your threshold and then nothing happens. And it takes like a week. And then you get an email and you do something and nothing else happens for another 4 or 5. So you're checking every day because of all of that. But Loki teases me. Like, dude, you're at such and such. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'll have to go look because I try not to look because if you end up looking at the numbers all the time, you just end up focusing on numbers and not actually creating some content. And I try to focus my time. But listen, man, I appreciate that very much. Those are kind words in how you put it as well. So
absolutely, man.
James, how is? Oh wait, let's catch up on chat. Lord help me. I'm so sorry, folks. You guys there's 20-something people here, and it's crazy. I don't even pay attention to half of you, and I am so sorry. And by the way, thank you so much to Heidi and James for this $4.99 super chat. Thank you, my friends. Congratulations, Pops. Oh, thank you so much. They've been so awesome. I know. So I actually thought about playing like comedic clips because I'm just not Zach's has it and some of and Loki has the skull thing. I don't have anything like that. That doesn't even fit my brand. So I'm like, it's like comedic clips. So I kind of stole this one and kind of edited it so I can pass copyright. So let me show you guys one that I have here. This was one that I played, so I don't know that this is the right way to go. You guys will have to correct me and say maybe this is the right way to go.
And just
for that super chat.
Simply, oh yeah, you can milk anything with nipples.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
Just the end result was that everyone laughed, and that to me, there's not a whole lot that's better than that. Right. With everything else going on in our lives, we're on YouTube. I'm literally making videos about stuff that's pretend. I'm literally people are watching me talk about things that are either picture books or make believe. It's like, can we just stop and laugh? Because this is insanely silly in a lot of ways. So I thought about trying to gather a bunch of clips like that, and that's what we'll play for people. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys think.
I was this lady yesterday.
There you go.
Can we talk? Can we talk?
Talk amongst
That's true. It was coffee talk yesterday. I saw that. Yeah, coffee talk.
Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you
a topic.
Rhode Island is neither a road nor an island. Discuss.
I'm feeling verklempt. I'm feeling verklempt. Yes.
Oh, I got such a headache from
Barbara,
that. It was worth it.
Dogs and daughters in New York. It's no big
I
whoop.
almost gave myself a headache again. God dang.
I remember when Saturday Night Live was funny.
Yes.
That's how old I
It
am.
feels like a lifetime ago since that was the case.
Right?
Apologies, Minion won't be at the Orlando. Lots of great stuff back and forth in chat. I think Kitty Bear, Stephen Paul, I acknowledged. Soul Assassin had to bail out. Hopefully it catches on the replay, whatever. Let's see. Oh, we talked about the suction. Padawannabe pointed out the suction. That was always funny. Yep. Okay. This is a great comment. I appreciate this. It says, your personality is the content. Do what you like to do and share it. This will keep the followers filtered to your style, even if you have several subjects of content. That's interesting. My wife's definitely my big compass. I mean, you guys, if you saw her here, she's not going to mince words. I mean, my wife plays hardball. You're not going to get anything past her. So she's like, no, that's not you. Don't do that. She's very, very tough on me to be a better person. Right. That's what she does.
And Pops, all I can do, because again, you're where I'm not, so I can't offer advice or anything, but just what the gentleman right above of me said, just keep being you. I mean, from my own personal experience, I've had folks say, well, why aren't you more positive? Can you be a little more positive? And I'm like, well, sure, if there's something positive to talk about. And I would have double the followers that I have now if I was a complete shill. A complete shill.
Sure.
But then I would not. But then it wouldn't be me.
Yeah, I agree. No, we agree. We're like-minded in this way. And my solution is to go find things that are good. That's how I ended up down that rabbit hole. And I got you. I think I get a little bit of credit, at least a little bit.
Yes, you do. Of
watching RRR.
You get a lot of it, sir. You get a lot of it, sir.
I'm like, I'm telling you, it's good. Can we just have something good? And I answer me this, Joker. Once you got a dose of that, it makes you thirsty for more good.
Because I was going to watch it in the way that you prescribed, and luckily for me, I was at work one night with a really slow night, so I was going to stop it and like, okay, I'll come back tomorrow, but there was no one in the bar. I'm like, okay, I can keep going.
Yeah.
I can keep going. And yeah, it was 3 hours long, but it was paced so well that I'm like, it's over already.
Yeah, it's fast. It plays fast.
And I will say this, Pops, because I just saw a tweet earlier today. Critical Drinker finally saw RRR.
Yeah, I quote tweeted that and said he's welcome to the club now, guys.
Yes.
Welcome to the club. Nosferatu's here. Awesome, my friend. Says, I'm still convinced that Pops is Steven Spielberg, and this is his secret channel. Wow. That's a story for another time, my friend. Even if that were true. Okay.
Have you seen West Side Story? Pops is not Steven Spielberg.
Pops would never make West Side Story remake. That's insane. And Culture Casino got out. I don't know if this happened before or after he left. With an incredible $25 super chat. Congrats, my friend. Culture, I like I said, I can't thank you enough. I'm sure I don't think it's really saying anything inappropriate when I say he was probably a little surprised that I reached out and said, I need you to be a part of this. Because I really don't think I've ever really thanked him enough. And we keep playing scheduling games, and you guys can relate to that, the scheduling game, trying to get someone like that on your channel. But yeah, it was such a big deal to know that he would just say, hey, listen, go watch this guy's videos. So
I'm waiting for the Pops interview with Eric July. That's what I'm waiting for.
I do message him regularly. The problem with Eric is we may end up down a comic book call, and next thing you know, we won't talk about anything with comic books, because that's how I found Eric, was just comic book stuff. Deep dives on Justice League and whatever are just like staples for me, because it was just so well put together. I have a hard time writing that much script, like putting that much together for that kind of analysis. I do great with movies, as you guys know. That's like my wheelhouse, right? I can do a nice analysis. It's like 20, 30 minutes of screen time. I know how to kind of pick up my pace if I'm lagging too fast, too slow. But to do like something like, let's discuss the history of the Avengers, it'd be like, okay, my brain will be like, it's going to be 18 hours long. My brain wouldn't know how to filter that. Yeah, Eric and I would have a ball. I mean, Ripaverse is like up my alley of like, I don't know about anyone else. I see that and I'm encouraged of like, okay, I'm not going to obviously make a comic book because that's not my skill set. But what piece of our industry are we giving money away? Are we doing that I could contribute? What piece could I do something about? And this is how I looked at being a movie critic for years. I looked at like the regular guy. I took a lot of heat of being the populist. That was a term that I was labeled with as it was a negative to be called a populist in their circles. And I'm like, why? I don't understand. Like, if no one wants to go see this movie or rewatch it, it's a crappy movie.
Maybe
right?
there's a reason.
Yeah. So, and there are, from a critic standpoint, it's not a 10. We're throwing around 8, 9s, and 10s like candy. It's like, this is insane. These movies are
Participation trophies.
Yeah, it's insane. So, Castle is here. Awesome. Always supporting. Always showing up, man. Thank you so much. I know he had to run, but awesome. And Daryl, doing a $5 super chat, my friend. Thank you. My gosh, my brother. Hi, Mom. I'm on the YouTubes. I know. I'll keep it up there for a minute. Make sure she knows.
And Pops, I got to run too because this is normally
sleeping time.
Normally my sleeping time. I woke up, saw my phone, and saw the notification. I'm like, okay, I have to hop on. So,
well, thank you, my friend. I'm glad you're on Twitter. We can communicate easier because it is difficult for me to communicate with other outlets. Because that was part of my problem getting to this point was I had such a massive bubble to manage. I was basically becoming inefficient. Right. And again, the first lady gets a lot of credit. Like, well, just don't do this and just don't do that, and it's kind of then you can put things back, but start. So, yeah, Twitter DMing is the way to go. So thank you so much, and we'll definitely hang out and do a show or something together. Absolutely, my friend.
Oh, definitely. Oh, and Troy, you need to come. You need to come to my town because you and I need to have. We need to have that drink together.
I would love to have a sit down with you. Absolutely. I know I'll leave with a smile.
It's not that kind of bar.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys. Take care,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Take care.
And always keep talking.
Yep.
And I don't know that I said it earlier, but Apollo Meets Minion did make it to 200. So yes.
Oh, sweet.
And Daryl did put in a congratulations. Thank you, man. I really do
Absolutely.
appreciate it so much. It's so gracious to you guys. So let's see.
Well, hopefully I'll make it there someday.
Awesome. Zach's for $5. Thank you so much. Rare ability to enhance every guest he hosts on his channel is personality Viagra. Personality Viagra. Oh my gosh, I can hear Awesome One now because Awesome One gives me nicknames like you wouldn't imagine. I can't even keep track. Personality Viagra. Wow.
Viagra. I don't know if I think that would be a good nickname for me.
Yeah, my wife might not like that as much. Oh my gosh, George Molo is here. Oh my gosh, George. Wow, $50, $49.99. Oh my gosh, George. Wow, I don't even know what to say. Wow, George. And I didn't even know George Molo. Talk about you never know who's in your chat and who's watching all your stuff and whatever. I love George's work. Obviously, he's been such an influence in the community all the way at the top and down to someone like me.
Talk about a rising star, folks.
I'm feeling a little verklempt. You guys are going talk about being verklempt. I got a little verklempt. That's crazy to this George. It's like literally this is what everyone's doing. And I'm like, yeah, George, we're fans of you, and the fact that you would share that with me, I can't even thank you enough, my friend. Yeah, it's awesome. So, oh my gosh, I've been chatting with this guy on and off all day today. So this is part of my Indian Army over here. Yeah, he was on a stream. There's an Indian YouTuber that I'm enjoying. These guys have been great, giving me suggestions, helping me understand. Because I got to be honest, guys, you talk about this stuff as a reviewer. I don't understand their culture. They have different languages in parts of their country. It's so complicated, and they've been so gracious and welcoming as well. So, Well, we've let Mike be too quiet for too long, and I know he has a show that's coming up, so we need to let Mike talk. So, Mike, my friend, we had a great talk a couple weeks ago. I got a great clip, by the way, documented of Mike talking about his journey and getting to some of the stuff he's been doing. He's 1 year doing this, my friend. And I know you guys want to talk about numbers, and I'm higher than you or whatever, but you guys know life experiences. I don't put a quantity number on that, so that's just different kind of life experiences. What can you tell me, Mike? What's my word of advice from you, my friend? There's got to be something in the nugget there. You would give me some advice.
All I'm gonna say is what everyone else has been saying, because I feel like I'm the last person to give you advice, and that's to keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing Talk Hard. Keep talking about, the movies that you've seen and what you like about them, what you dislike about them. And one thing I like about you, Pops, is you take people's suggestions. Just like when I said to you, you've got to check out The Old Man.
Yeah.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
You actually take the time to watch the show and you give your opinion. And it's your opinion. It's no one else's.
No, I appreciate it very much. I think, Mike, you have a great show. You have a great channel. Cubs fans. I sympathize. There's a little tier that forms for Cubs fans. I was a Rays fan. It's in Tampa. I'm in Tampa, so it's been a rough road. I mean, I'm happy to ride this ride for a couple of seasons that are at least manageable, but I can feel for the Cubbies. I can't relate to the decade thing. It's hard for me, but I can relate. No, Mike's got a great show, great channel, and it means a lot to me that he would partner with me so many times on different shows and let me on his show. Gosh, I hijacked his show. Oh my gosh, it was so embarrassing. I realized we talked for like an hour about comic books. I was like, oh my God, Mike, I am so sorry. Yes.
No, yes. I'm sitting back. I'm looking. I'm going, no, people are enjoying this. I'm not going to be the killjoy.
Oh, it was funny. It was so funny. Oh my gosh. You guys with the whole Pops Viagra thing, this is getting out of control. Listen to this. Pops Viagra rise to new heights. And listen
Pops
to my brother.
Viagra will keep you going and keep you growing.
And be a real rising. If you want to be a rising star, try Pops Viagra. And you can rise to new heights.
For that, we can only hope.
Right.
And then Daryl.
Don't be blue. Use Pops Viagra.
Be yourself. Don't bend other people's will. Thank you, my friend. I do not. And you can ask these guys. There's no other will involved. I am not that guy. I will say nothing before I will say the wrong shills on
Talk hard.
Yes. Talk hard. Yes. Way to go, Daryl. I will have to make sure we share that with Loki and Ironcaster. There's a whole new meaning there with definitely some euphemisms about the talk hard thing. So,
you want a dirty euphemism? My door
they're on the tip of his tongue. He's over there, just yes. So, Padawannabe says, I came to you in a roundabout way, like many of the other panelists here, but personalities, y'all have one that makes me more confident when I actually start my YouTube endeavor. Thank you, sir. Well, you know what, man? I can't wait for you to do it. Let me know when you do, so I can make sure I don't miss anything, and I can be there to support you because it's such a great thing.
Absolutely, I love that dude.
And I will say that, as someone who's been in the critic circles, for me, I have a hard time, and maybe it's because I went to, because Ryan's documented my past a little bit better than some of the other folks have been doing literally movie reviews since like 2003. That it is like a shill environment. They're mostly, and I got to be honest, because we didn't think of them as leftists before. They were just liberal people. You know what I mean? They're artsy. Like the people that will like a film festival movie way more than they should. They're all into these Oscar films, and I was always sitting there like, no one's going to want to sit through this movie. Even movies that I have to say are good sometimes, because critically it can be a good movie. I've said Philadelphia is the best movie I may have ever seen that I will never watch again. Who wants to sit through that again? Like, what is wrong with you if you want to sit through some of these movies? It can be a good movie. So yeah, I have no reason to. I was divorced from the shill lifestyle, and if you think that I could remotely cave, we should have had the first lady share some of the stories about going to screeners. She had nicknames for them all. You think I'm bad? She had nicknames for them. Because there really is like the sweatpants guy, isn't that? What's the guy? The Big Bang Theory thing about Mr. Sweatpants, Captain Sweatpants. We had a Captain Sweatpants movie reviewer guy. Yeah, so. James, let me go back to you, my friend.
Sure.
I got to get you on in the next month anyway. We got to figure that out. As you can tell with my schedule, I have the routine of the movie reviews and stuff. And obviously, when you get to a certain point, now people are contacting you. Can I come on your show? Can you come on their show? It's like it starts to get to this whole thing, and I'm like a pushback guy. I'm like, I can do this in a couple of weeks, and I do it on purpose in some ways to make sure I'm testing the waters with people that are hitting me up cold, so I don't know. So I'm like, let me, and it gives me more time to check them out a little bit too, because I won't be kind. You know what I mean? You've seen Eric July deal with his hater guys that he has on his show. My brain and Ryan,
monetize your haters.
Well, and Ryan, you know, from my political background, my brain is like, well, this is why they're saying this, and this is why they're saying that. I'm not sure if I'll be able to control myself to not be mean or cruel. Like I'm trying not to be. I pray about, let my God take care of that part of my personality. He's done a pretty good job, but there's times.
Politics can make people vicious, folks. I've been studying it for 16 years, since I was 7 years old. And once you get into it, it's a dog-eat-dog environment. You don't care about who wins. You just want to care about taking down your opponent and making sure their reputation is done for. Because I've been everywhere when it comes to politics. Let's leave it at that.
Yes. So James, what is the latest that you have going on with Aaron? Do you have your weekly show?
Yeah, we still do our monthly, the Comic Art Convo. Just did one last Saturday. We opened it up with talking about our favorite Hitchcock films, and then some comic art, and then some convention stories, as we always do. So it's just like I said, and that's what we do, that as just a fun thing. And again, bringing up the whole thing of connectivity and stuff, is I reached out to Aaron to do this. You know, this wasn't something he came to me. I came to him, and you know, this is Aaron Lopresti. This guy's a major comic book artist. He's been around for over 3 decades. He didn't have to listen to some little fanboy here saying, "Hey, let's do a show on your channel." He could have just brushed it right off, but he didn't. And instead, we've got this great now little show that people seem to be enjoying. And you know, it's I'll tell you, for me, it's probably the most fun thing I've done on YouTube is doing the show with him, because it's just he's funny. And he's self-deprecating, and he brings, you know, just like a lot of fun to everything he does on there. And you know, his style of humor is definitely in line with my style of humor, the irreverence, the non-PC nature, and things of that sort. So
James, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Mike does have to go, and I just want to make sure I say farewell to him. And thank you, my brother. He has a show at 8:00 Eastern time, folks. If you have to bounce out of here, to make sure you catch him, he's got to do some prep work. Mike, my brother, love you so much for everything you've done to help me. Thank you so much. Let me know what I can do to help you, and we'll talk soon.
Well, thank you, and congratulations, brother.
Thank you, my friend. It's been awesome. It's an amazing experience, and I can't thank you guys enough to call you all my friends and partners in this. It's been an amazing ride, that's for sure.
Take care, everybody.
I'm so sorry, James. I hate jumping in like that. I just want to make sure I give him a proper out, because he's just been so cool. And and you're right. I mean, I got Aaron right here. Aaron's stuff is literally still going through Wraith of God. Just truly spectacular. I know, Ryan. I would send you one if I could afford the shipping to freaking UK. International shipping here is like $20-$30.
Oh, as a guy who schleps art for the artist and has to send it all over the world, I know all about the shipping. Believe me. Oh my God.
Well, these
you
guys
just fire it from a catapult.
Oh, I wish we put it on a boat. But yeah, no, James and Aaron.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure at this point. You know what? I think a trebuchet might actually be cheaper than the actual shipping cost for the postal service.
Yeah, it's crazy. I actually have to ship something to China tomorrow, which is first in many, many years. But the person's paying for it. I told them how much it was going to be, and they're going to pay for this. Yeah, this collectible that I have, they're going to buy it. I'm like, okay, guess it's going to go to the
government allows them to pay for it. That is, if their social credit score is high enough, they'll be able to pay for it.
Well, they've already paid, so that's all I know. So
you know what's messed up? It's actually more expensive to ship to Canada than it is the UK.
Is it really that much more to ship to Canada? I didn't know that.
Well, I don't know if it's more expensive, but I do know it is very expensive. I just sent a piece several months ago to Canada, and it was like $50, and I live.
Oh wow,
on
that's
a state
significantly
that
more.
borders
Yeah.
Canada, so I'm like, I could just get in a car, drive 6 hours. I'm right there at the border, and yet it's $50. Like what?
Wow.
Crazy.
Phil TMT. Oh my gosh,
Oh,
my brother.
Phil, yeah.
Oh, Phil is so much fun. I love Phil, and I've been able to be a part of
Cowabunga,
his
dude.
streams and stuff. He's been awesome and so supportive at times that I can't thank you enough, Phil. Keep at it, man. Keep working and doing your thing. And Kitty Bear says, confession time, not really seeing movies more than once. Listen, you're just like my wife. I have to pull teeth to get her to watch things again and again and again. A lot of people don't watch movies more than once, which means I have more work to do to try to find good things to recommend you, my friend, which is what I've kind of strived to do as well. As much as I have to bash things, I have to find good things as well. So, let's see. Pac-Man stepped out. Yeah, I saw that. Shipping to China, doesn't it normally... go the other way. Yeah, I know.
Only if you work in the government does it go the other way.
I don't know. They paid, and they responded to the email, so I needed clarification and made sure they understood, and we're good to go. So,
does buying this product make you an enemy of the Chinese Communist Party? No? Okay, you can have it.
I have documents of what I'm sending, and they want to call that state secrets, and so be it. So
I'm biting my tongue so hard right now.
I know you are. I can just imagine the things that are happening. So, so James, is that help me on the schedule of what day of the week you guys do this? Like every
we do it the last Saturday of every month on Aaron's channel.
Saturday on Aaron's channel.
Last Saturday,
okay.
yeah.
They were talking Hitchcock this weekend.
Yeah, we just did Hitchcock, which Aaron was very excited for because Aaron is a big Hitchcock fan. So am I, but I mean, I think he's even bigger than I am. So
he is bigger than me.
He was very excited about this show.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I'm a huge Hitchcock nerd as well, so I can definitely relate to that. Chris Purge's dropping all the links. It's so awesome. Thank you so much, Chris. Rocking and rolling. And so I don't know if you guys have paid much attention. We've got to get Troy Pacelli some round numbers going here, folks. Make sure you check out Troy's channel. And Friday night is always a blast. He knows I always watch him after the fact in 1.5 speed, which, by the way, makes a lot of you.
Do I sound funny when I talk like a chipmunk?
I can tell at how much or how far into the bottle we may or may not be, because it starts to get to the point where I can't always understand. I have to slow it down a little bit. You know what I mean? So it does happen. I don't care, man. I listened to almost everybody. That made Loki laugh. He was teasing me for on and off and messaging for quite a while. He found out that I listened to almost everyone at between 1.5 and 2 speed. And I told him the funniest story was I told that to Bird of Prey, and Bird of Prey goes, "Well, I guess I sound pretty good then." I was like real slow, methodical, like he does, and it's like, I don't know. I that's how I listen to you, my friend. So he started telling people, you should listen to me at least at 1.5 speed. And I was like, I don't know if that's because of me, but I have to be honest, I have to agree. But yeah, Friday night. Talk about a guy that has taken Ryan's passion and applied it differently about having these different creators on and propping people up, man. Tell you what, Troy's done some amazing stuff. It's really great to see all these different creators coming on. Mike was just on. Mike should have brought that up, but
Yep. It's purely a selfish thing. It's an opportunity for me to, kind of get some time with people that I've been following and whatnot. You have me on I think most of the people I've had over the past 2 months were just people I met being on your streams, Pops.
We've had some crazy streams.
I'm having Wakasashi Tea House on Friday.
Gray is the best. Yeah. Because Troy was if you guys, I know James, you may not have seen it. My San Diego Comic-Con stream, because of course I'm used to working San Diego Comic-Con. I had for years, and then my Thursday interviews canceled, so I had Thursday night free. So all this news is dropping. Ironcaster messaging and I back and forth all day long. So then I just start messaging these guys. Can we just do a spontaneous stream? And we were on for 2.5 to 3 hours.
Something like that.
All these people coming and going. This thing was lit up with like all sorts of rows. My body was stressed. The computer was slow. It was insane. But it was
totally
so much fun.
Blindsided me with that announcement. I was like, he's starting a stream. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll be a part of it. I barely know a damn thing about Comic-Cons.
But we had such a fun time.
Yeah, it was great. I was still ill, and I had to drop out a little early because I had a live stream planned with my good friend, Gorilla Jordan, Gorilla's Random Thoughts, where he talked about Beowulf. But, that was good. I'd like to do that again sometime.
Yeah, it was a very spontaneous thing. It's not the kind of thing I feel most comfortable in. I mean, Daryl runs a more chaotic show than I can even imagine trying to keep up with sometimes. Daryl's got stuff that between chat and the stuff these people are saying. So they'll have conversations, and then there's a person telling a story, and then chat's talking about something completely different, all happening at the same time. That's why I say it's like going to Thanksgiving dinner. It's insane, and also just like I can't look away. Like I can't look away.
It's a train wreck.
Well, it's not really. That sounds so negative.
Now, why are you bringing up the She-Hulk show again? Come on.
Oh no! It's going to be on again in a few hours. I have to watch it again in a few hours. But Troy's got so Gray's going to be back on. I know you have Megan on, right? Yeah, Megan will be on soon.
Yeah. Let me see. She's coming up. Let me see. Upcoming live. Yeah, so this week is Wakasashi, and then the following week is, I love that channel name too. The Noob Reviews. I like that.
Noob Reviews. I had to cancel Megan. I'm supposed to be on with Megan tomorrow, but I have to travel, so I'll be doing with her. But she is just an infectious personality.
Is because she's like a new person on this journey of comics. You know, and you get to kind of relive that through her, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I met her in Dallas in June at the Friday Night Tights meetup. Such a sweet girl. So sweet.
I think this is why.
Ask her about her shoes she wore.
Okay.
Those shoes she made, holy crap, that was awesome. That's
you know what?
About her.
I think those are on Max's stream. I'll have to watch Max's stream. I think he brought up her shoes. Yeah. This is what I think you guys are going to find with someone like James. I just found James because I'm a nerd and just found comic art. And I was like, he has a YouTube channel. So then I'm listening to this guy talk. I'm like, well, he knows a hell of a lot more than I know. So I'm like, oh, we got to have this guy. I got to go hang out with this guy and learn some stuff. Now, the problem with James is when you wind him up, he will just keep going.
Just let me go. And it's on. It's on like a song.
But it's like we all get, right? That thing we're passionate about. Which, by the way, speaking of passions, I didn't play this. I don't have anything for you, James. I'm sorry. I didn't have a special clip for you. But I did have a special clip that I was able to get for Troy. Now, I'll probably have to send you, Troy, the original file. I don't know if I have the original file. I do. I'll have to play this in parts because, well, I can't play them in parts because of the way stupid StreamYard works. We'll have to play just like 10 seconds or so, and then I'll have to send you the whole clip because it is almost 30 seconds.
Gee, you look good to me, H, you're so heavenly. I, you're the one I idolize. J, we're like Jack and Jill. K, you're so kissable. L is the love light in your eyes. M.
Wow. I resemble that.
the old dog in technology right there. I'm having a blast with that stupid stuff. And I will say it's extremely racist. If you've not seen artificial intelligence like face swapping, most of us white people just look the same, by the way. If we just try to actually do like the actual face swapping, it's very racist. I'm very frustrated by it. I don't like it at all. I don't like how I just look like everybody else. It's just like I don't like this at all. So the actual one that I like to use is like that one where it's like the face replacement thing, the big giant thing.
I'd swap myself with Eddie Murphy, and I'm actually black.
Oh,
I got it as a short on my channel.
Oh, I'll have to find that.
Well, you may not have a special.
What is
you may
James
not have had a
sharing?
special clip for me, Pops, but I have something special for you if you hit the share button. There you go.
It's coming. Vengeance.
That's for you, my friend. You said you
Look
love the
at
90s
that.
Ghost Riders from a personal collection from issue 39, third appearance of Vengeance.
For those of you that are trying to figure out what we're looking at here, on the left side, his back is to us, and those are flames everywhere around his face, and just crushing it. Oh, I love 90s Ghost Rider. And actually, the First Lady just let me go to a little comic book show not very long ago, and they had a Ghost Rider 1. It just wasn't a very good. It wasn't good condition because I'm that uber of a comic book, but I was like, I can't grade it. So, but I was like, I can't spend that much money to read it either. It's just not worth it. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Gosh, I love that 90s. The 90s are just beautiful comic books. Even when the stories are not very good, usually art is still top notch because they had to have good art to sell. That was the thing that happened in the late 80s was the art got so much better that if they had crappy art, we weren't going to stick around. We were like, yeah, that's fine. We can find good art and story. So yeah, you have to at least have art to at least be in the game.
True.
So, thank you for sharing
Well,
that.
the way I've always put it to people is, art is what gets you to pick the book up, but the story is what gets you to come back for the next issue.
Good point. Yeah,
that is a great point.
So when people say which is more important, well, they're both important if you want to create, a new reader. You got to have the great art up front to get people to pick it up, and then once they picked it up, make sure there's a good story in there, and they go, "Wow, this was awesome! I got to get the next one."
Yep.
Well, Troy, they're coming after you knowing you're going to watch RRR. So there you go. Look at that.
Honestly, everybody's talking about be true to what you want to do and da 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 da. And I've had so many people saying, "Oh, you've got to check out these films," and I'm like, I'm really not looking to get into another area of interest or whatever. I've been resisting, but
Well, I would tell you this. Even if you don't want to go into any other film, it doesn't really make a difference. This is literally the best film of the year. If how you hear,
that's not a very high bar.
No, like exponentially better. Like
this beat Maverick. That's it. I mean, that's not much.
I know.
I have not even been able to get around to seeing Maverick.
Okay, now that's just criminal. Take him off.
I know.
Take him off the stream.
Shame.
Put Netter up. Netter's coming in. Troy's going out. No, it literally is like Braveheart with like superhero and John Wick stuff, but with like a buddy element. And even when they do, because they don't do the dance stuff and the music stuff like normal Bollywood does. And actually, this Southern Indian stuff doesn't like that. But even if you don't want to go to any other things, RRR is a very unique film. Very, very good. So. And I assume this was about you, Troy. Are you at 461? They're over there clicking. They're trying to do their part.
Wow. Am I?
I'm going to have to.
Nice.
We'll have to look.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, you got me over the 460 mark.
All right.
You guys are awesome. It's like every time I come on Pop's channel, I get, a couple more subs.
I'm all about how do we help it? How do we make it work? So, yes, there is CGI. So they have, again, it's India, guys. So it's not the greatest CGI in the world. There's a CGI animal scene. They didn't pay for the pieces
Probably
in the back.
Still better than She-Hulk.
It's I don't hate all of She-Hulk's CGI. I know it gets ripped online and I say that because there's other stuff that was worse. Just that's my scale. It's like a scale for me. Not to say it's ever good because it's crap.
Well, the problem with the She-Hulk is the face, right? But the fact is, I'm not even looking at her face. So I mean,
I know I'm gonna do more. I did do more photos out of She-Hulk number 50, which I have fallen in love with this comic book. James, I don't know if you've revisited. She-Hulk 50 is based on the concept that John Byrne dies. And they're going to bring in different writers that are going to pitch her story to her, the character, because all fourth wall breaking, right? And I bought it because Frank Miller does a piece, right? I'm a huge Frank Miller prostitute, basically, right? And I took a picture of this thing, and I'm going through it.
If you ever see a male prostitute in one of Frank Miller's books, you know that's based on Pops.
It must be. Please, Frank. If that's what it takes to get some spend time with Frank, I'll be more than happy to do it. I would.
With Pop's Viagra, of course.
It was Pop's Viagra to be around Frank. Frank is the reason that I'm here, and I would tell him to his face to this day. I said, "Listen, you are the reason that I'm even into comic books, let alone be writing movie reviews and doing that. I could have easily just been the college science nerd and never done any of this kind of pop culture stuff." But it was because of him and his books that's got me down the rabbit hole. And that's it. Down there, no reason. So anyway, I started opening this up and I was revisiting that story. I'm going to start making shorts on just the story because I can figure if I tell enough good She-Hulk stuff, maybe people will realize that the content was good. Because in this issue, there's like a little sub story of She-Hulk as Thor, and it made me I literally laughed and had to put the book down for a minute to look at the image again. Like I was right back there. John Byrne is a goat, and that's all I'm going to say.
Yep.
Well, it's funny you bring up She-Hulk because I was going to say, I don't know if you know this, but you have inspired me without even probably realizing you did. In our interviews and live streams that we've done, I've seen behind you have that nice little display up on the top shelf there of graded comics. Now, me, as a purist of the form, I always thought graded comics were stupid. Cards, I understand. It's a front and a back. Slap it in plastic. You can still look at it. It's all good. A comic is meant to be read. If you slap it in plastic, you can't read it now. You defeat the purpose.
I know. I never graded any.
I saw those behind you. I'm like, so I always thought graded comics were stupid and pointless. But seeing that, I'm like, you know what? That's actually a pretty cool decoration.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should do something along those lines. And so you have influenced me, and I have bought my very first graded comics ever because of you, Pops. You made that happen. No
Can
one
you
else,
show it off?
If anyone would have told me like 2 years ago, you're going to be buying graded comics, I'd have laughed in their face. I'm like, get out of
I
here.
know.
It's a waste of money. It's a waste of time. You can't even read them. It's stupid.
Can you
And
show
yet
us?
And yes, I got them
All
all
right.
right here.
All right, well,
All
Daryl.
have personal significance to me.
All right,
I'm gonna
Daryl
show
has to
you-
run, so let's say farewell to Daryl. Daryl, my brother, the Vac Tube is, man, it's so much fun. Tuesday nights at 8 Eastern time. Fridays is, I can't ever make Friday, bro. So what's Friday? Well, first off, quick Daryl story. Daryl first invited me onto his channel, and he said, Tuesdays or Friday. And my response was, I can't make Tuesday. He's like, okay, well, Friday sounds good. Now, his Friday show is a karaoke show. So I always went into this that he was setting me up for a karaoke night, just so you guys know. But it didn't happen. We ended up doing Tuesdays the following week, however. But yeah, my brother, keep strong, man. It's what you're doing. It's not about the numbers. It's about the people and hanging out. And you encourage me so much. Don't think that, you're looking up at me, man. I'm just a brother and just do different things than you do. So, oh, well, then I'll put you on top, make you feel superior for 5 seconds. Yeah, how do I do that?
No, we can't have that.
I guess I have to go like this, don't I? Let's
Oh.
see. There we go. There he is. He's on the top row.
Now you can look up to him, Pops.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, buddy, so much, brother. Congratulations again. Well deserved. Ryan, James, nice to see you. Troy, stay wet, my friend.
Okay.
Well, just meaning,
Oh.
with the bottle. Well,
I was concerned we're making more
got
Pops
you.
Viagra jokes, but okay,
Yeah,
I'm glad we're
that's
there.
what I was concerned with.
Y'all take care.
Take
Thanks
care,
for
my
having me,
friend.
Peace out.
Let me get a couple of the chats out. Sorry, chat has to know that I am this incompetent, by the way. Chris Purge just pointed out that is the Danny Ketch arc of Ghost Rider. Cool. Very cool. I definitely
that
one of the
was Ghost
few.
Rider I grew up reading, so yeah, I love the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider.
I loved it so much that I bought and got into Johnny Blaze. Like I didn't come in with Johnny Blaze. It was too expensive at the time. I had to kind of work my way to get into Johnny Blaze later on and expand it, stuff like that. So let's see. This is a CGI comment. The CGI is better. The She-Hulk, I'm not complaining about the CGI being bad. No, I know. There is kind of a joke going around about RRR, the disappearing animals and stuff like that in the background or whatever. So anyway. Padawannabe, first mistake, got a comic for pictures to draw. I read it. Second was more crucial mistake. It was a 90s X-Men offshoot. I'm sure you all can understand the addiction that ensued. Yes.
90s,
yes, we can.
90s X-Men did bring a lot of people in.
Yes, it did. And Daryl, the link's there for Daryl. VacTube is the way to go for Daryl. He doesn't really do anything on his personal channel. If you have a link or sub to that, that's fine. But the activity will be on the VacTube. And then it's, let's see here. So when you watch RR out with sound and watch a big fight, look back in the background, the big fight, the scenes throughout CGI animals. So, yeah, I got you. Okay. All right, my friend. James,
So,
for those of you that don't know, I did not grade comics until the pandemic.
Oh.
But everything went bonkers during the pandemic. Sorry, I'm going to put this back. Sorry, Ryan. It won't let me move
It's
it.
fine. Don't worry.
I literally saw the prices, and I actually messaged other YouTubers that were into the card industry, but they were tracking comics too. And the guy literally said, "Dude, you can't leave that kind of money on the table," because he knew he just like with sports card, everything has a market, everything has a it's like a stock, right? I had first appearance of this and first appearance of that. And probably the most expensive comic book I had that I've already sold. I had the cameo and the first appearance of the original Black Knight.
Oh.
So they sold before his cheesy appearance in Eternals. But I was more than happy to ride that all the way to the bank. That was like a mortgage payment.
Wow.
A $10 comic book that I bought in the 90s graded. Yeah.
Nice.
Mortgage payment. Yeah. So you just, sometimes you have to make those. So that's how I got into graded comic books. And I totally agree with James, though. It's a tough decision because you don't crack them open again. James, what on earth did you buy?
All right. The very first one I got was also the very first comic I ever read, which is kind of funny considering what we were just talking about. The Savage She-Hulk #2.
That's nice.
Nice.
That's
Awesome
nice.
John Buscema cover.
Very, very nice.
And of course, I had to make sure that the grade was of standard.
9.4 is going to be the near mint. 9.2 is kind of my threshold. You probably don't really want most things below a 9.2.
The next couple are ones that were very much big for me as a child, growing up in the 80s.
Transformers. Oh, look at that Optimus Prime cover. That's a sweet one. That's nice.
Starscream. Yep. He was always one of my favorite.
Starscreen. Yeah.
The
I was
guy
wrong.
you love to hate.
That's awesome cover. So.
And then the next one here, and I just got this one in the other day.
Oh,
yes. That's towards the end of the run.
Yeah, that's 100. That's late. That's nice.
I've got the whole set, but not like that.
Next up,
Incredible Hulk.
Female, we got to have the male version.
350. Look at that multiple personality issue. Oh yeah.
This is the issue where they split Banner and the Hulk.
Yep.
Classic Byrne. See, there you go. You just did John Byrne with She-Hulk. Here's John Byrne with the Hulk. So there you go.
Heidi's going to be so mad at me.
Here's my big one as far as grade goes.
Oh, nice.
A 335. That's early.
Captain America 335. First story of the John Walker Captain America in his first adventure.
Yeah, that's a John Walker. Yeah.
Whew. You can tell because that's not how Steve Rogers would.
Yeah, he's not all roided out. Yeah.
That's right.
John Walker looks like he's all roided out and he's shooting people with his gun. That's how you know the difference between him and Steve Rogers. And Avengers.
Which I figured Pops would enjoy since.
I love all the Avengers runs. Yeah, look at that nice Monica Rambeau
with the real Captain Marvel,
leader,
right?
The real Captain Marvel.
Well,
a real
Namor.
Namor.
Marvel is Marvel. He's the real Captain Marvel.
Well, okay, good point.
Oh yeah.
But she's the true standard bearer.
Yes.
Right.
That's good stuff.
And then my last one here. The first Spider-Man comic I ever bought off the spinner racks.
Wow, black costume. I liked Web of Spider-Man.
I had that
really
one.
Enjoyed that.
And this is also Alex Saviuk's very first issue on the book. The artist.
Oh yeah, Alex is such a cool dude.
And there you go. So all that Pops because of you. You made that happen.
I'm sorry, Heidi.
I was going to say, you're just spending away his money, aren't you?
Sorry, Heidi. Because it is like down the rabbit hole, especially if you.
It's Pops. It's Pops' fault. Don't blame me. It's Pops. His fault.
They're so beautiful, and then they're in these cases, and they're pretty durable in the cases. So it's really a nice display and things like that. I do swap them out. These have been popular. Like usually I do interviews, and to be honest, I kind of just filled the space when I first did this. Like, create this space at my dad's house and whatever, because all my office is all, how the ladies are. It's all got to be perfectly designed and whatever. So all the stuff's on my walls in my office. I'm like, what am I going to do? I can't have all this blank space. Well, I was doing an interview with a music guy, and he asked me, he goes, is that a Batman comic book? And then another guy's like, is that an X-Men comic book? And I realized, okay, people are paying attention, so I kind of have to, I'm a lot more strategic with at least making the background at least reasonable.
Well, you may or may not have noticed, Pops, that the background I have right now is not the
one
one
it's
you've
changed.
seen. Yes, right now they're working on my bathroom, so I had to move where I'm from, where I was. And when I go to move back, I'm going to move back in a spot where hopefully I'm going to maybe get a little bookcase, and then I'm going to have it like right behind me. And then right up there is going to be all these nice graded comics all lined up on the shelves. And again, all you Pops, you made that happen.
All right, well, here's a life hack for you. This was actually cheap. This is a cheap. Again, First Lady deserves all the credit. You can go to like a Home Depot or a Lowe's type place, and you can buy molding. Like they make little trim molding, and it has a little lip on it. And you can screw one piece above and beyond, so they will slide in laterally.
Oh, nice.
It's tricky to do it because you have to kind of lay out how you want to put them up there so you can get them in and out. You kind of have to practice with how you want to put them in. But she did them where there were 4. So there were 4. So you have 2. So they would have to slide in opposites, right? 2 and 2. So if you have like a row of 8, that's not going to work because you have to figure it out. But you can get molding so they can hold them up there. They won't even fall down. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
They're
good in those cases
I'll take a second there. But yeah. And see, and so that would be sort of, you're asking for advice. This is my advice to you: is never underestimate the impact you're actually having. Because I know for some of us, you think I'm out here grinding on this. Like me, I've got like 150 some subscribers. Who's listening to me when I'm doing my live streams, when I'm posting my stuff? Who's paying any attention? But you never know. and you never know what they're going to see. Maybe they'll even see something that you don't even see in what you're doing, and it'll affect them in a way that you weren't even trying to do. And so that's my thing. Was never underestimate the influence you can have, no matter how big or small you are, because you never know what's going to reach somebody in a way that has never reached them before. Like I said, I always thought graded comics were stupid until you, and now you see where it's led me. So, and that's the influence, that's the power you have. And so to not just to don't underestimate it, also respect it, because that's another thing we all have to do. We have to respect that power, because it can be used for good and it can be used for evil, just like anything else.
It's true.
Always respect the power and never underestimate the impact you have. That's my advice to you.
Well, I appreciate that so much, man. That I didn't even think about it that way when we were chatting and talking about different things and stuff like that. So these things are just. I love Bob Ross, right? Happy accidents. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that and showing off your showing off the goods.
Just a little happy tree right here, a little happy bush down here.
I love my trees. I love my happy trees, man. Don't even make fun of my Bob Ross, man. He's like he's my ASMR, man. I tell you what, Bob Ross. he when I had Netflix, it would just be on in the background when I was writing and stuff. It was just on, just like noise, and it's I don't know, super pleasant. I don't know. It just works for me. So. Padawan the Padawan he's a problem for me because we'll be down the comic book rabbit hole. Have a few variant covers. I wouldn't mind encasing in plastic a She #1, X-Men #1, foil stamped holographic covers. Yeah. So, and I'll be honest, you kind of have to find someone you can trust to kind of help you look at them, make sure that they're gradable or where they'll come back at, so you're not too disappointed, because it is a pricey thing to get them graded. But I will say, if you're going to stay away from because you can get 9.2 to 9.6 at a pretty reasonable price on most books. Now, obviously, you go old books, doesn't matter what it is, it's going to be expensive. I had Avengers that came back. I had like Avengers 19 come back as like a 4, and it was still several $100s because how many of them are there, and who has them in good grades. So
even in decent grades, sometimes they're hard to find.
Well, and it's also just how many are out there. Because I have the subscription service to the grading company, and they have a population report, like a census report. I should do a stream just on that, because it is fascinating how rare some of them are. Because I'm into like certain covers that are just and it's like
there's one I've been looking for. I've been checking on the auction sites and everything, and nobody ever seen, either no one wants to get it graded or they're never available. Is DC Comics Presents number 69. Pop knows
one that got you in.
That for me. I want that book in grade, and I know there's nowhere I can see it. Anybody has one. I'm like, man, that sucks.
Oh,
all these issues of DC Comics Presents are up there, but no number 69, really. And that's even before the Pop Viagra jokes. I mean, come on.
I know. That's like, wait a minute, we with another 69 joke here, but I'm going to log in and see if where we at on this. So I'll do that while we're chatting. So Ryan, my friend, I've done my very best to try to convince you that we should keep lives and shorts and stuff going right there with all of this wonderful RRA content. We are only we got to get to 1,010. We're going to be in 1,010 in next month. I have absolutely 100% confidence.
Hopefully. I mean, in July I was ill. I still managed to grow. August has been fantastic. 700, 800, and 900 subscriber celebrations. Wow. We're up to 964 as of right now. Hopefully more people will join. So I think we'll break the 1,000 barrier in September. I think my nose is running. I don't know why.
Better go catch it.
But the channel is way ahead of schedule, thanks to 4 shares from 4 creators. Steel Toe Morning Show, Mersh, who is one half of Revenge of the Sis, Pod Awful, those 2 guys don't like each other, and America's largest mental health and well-being channel, Psych2Go, shared my thoughts about them. They have nearly 10 million subscribers, so that was very surprising. So it's gotten me from 648 to 964 in the month of August.
Yeah.
Everybody's welcome. I talk about a wide variety of topics and people, my thoughts, suggestion videos, and rising stars. And hopefully we get to 1,000. I've got a schedule planned out for the next 13 days. I think I'm making about 50 videos in 13 days, which is quite underperforming for me. It's usually a lot more. The record is 135 videos in a month. That was in May. And then June was
no
less.
wonder you were ill.
I know he got ill for something else, but yeah, he is. I call him the machine, and it's incredible to see not only the consistency.
Videos, what Mark Bagley is to comic book art.
Mark Bagley
Just
references.
cranking it out.
Hashtag the machine Bagley.
I've made over 1,000 videos so far, and I hope to make more.
Kitty Bear has that Dutch version. Oh, that's pretty cool. The foreign versions are a big deal here in the States because people do like all these little variant type things and things like that. So, and then
I've seen stuff where there's they got UK variants that have actual different cover art than the American versions do. So I've always found that to be interesting to see how they won't just use the same cover art on the book overseas. They'll put on a whole different cover art, and that's kind of interesting to me.
That's true. Very true. Kitty Bear also is a big fan of the Bob Ross. I talked about having that experience. That's good. Padawannabe says early X-Men, X Factor, Wolverine's comics bought less than ideal condition just for the story. Yeah, so that's again, grading may not be the best thing if they're not, in the best condition because it is expensive. And Ryan is in the UK, Kitty Bear?
Yes, in a nation called Wales to the west of England. Yes, we do exist in the South Wales Valleys. I can assure you, most Welsh people do not speak the way I speak.
True.
That is true.
That was very confusing to me.
All right. So then, James, we're going to answer your question. It is sadly what I thought. Oh, crap. There's two tabs. I don't know which tab is which. Hang on one second. Let me close the tab. I don't want to put up the wrong stuff. I have enough problem trying to keep things straight. Let's not make this. This is what a census looks like. I don't know how much we can actually read. I will try to pull it up and make it as big as I can. Still not very big, is it?
I can read it.
DC Comics 69. There's 11 9.8s and 1 9.6. And that is all, my friend. There's only 12 issues that have ever been graded. Now, it's mostly because, as far as I can tell, it's not considered like a book in high demand or a key issue or anything like that. So hence the reason it's, it's not because of the lack of them existing. It's the fact that just people haven't gotten them graded or whatever. So I found that out to be the case. But yeah, so it will definitely be.
Continues, I guess.
Well, on eBay at least you can do a save search, so you can kind of get a. You just put in.
That's how I know there's nothing on there.
Yeah, it'll eventually email you one.
It's never there.
Yes.
If I wanted issue 1, there's plenty of those. If I wanted issue, I think 47 with He-Man, they got plenty of those. If I wanted, issue 26, the one that has the Teen Titans first appearance, that one, there's tons of those on there. Sure, I got plenty of those, but 69 is nothing.
Yeah.
Why can't you give this guy his 69 for goodness sake?
Give me my 69 and a 9.6. That's what I want.
We're just driving right on the edge, aren't we, guys? All right, here we go. We got another person popping here and saying A. So that's awesome. He had the Dutch version. Okay. Sold it all Spider-Man comics in 2000. Had to move. Oh, I know. It's tough when you had to say bye, but you know what? It's okay. Life goes on. You can move through different things, different experiences, and those kinds of things.
I have that. I know the feeling they're having. I did that in 2010. Yeah. I had some debts to pay off. I had my original collection of over 16,000 books, 60 long boxes.
Oh my gosh.
Stuff from the 60s, 70s, 80s, all the way up to the present. I had to sell it to pay off some debts and get out of credit card debt, and that's what I did to do it. And
sorry, it got me again.
Come on. Let's get to 969s, folks. Come on.
Troy, I feel like they're just punking me. I don't even know how to take
I'm used to it on my channel, but that's totally on brand for me.
I got you.
This is nothing new for me. I've watched it on Aaron's channel. The whole thing with the planet Uranus.
Oh yes.
Oh gosh.
Yes. Oh yeah.
That's all. Ever since he did this one segment on his Sunday show that he does every Sunday with his wife, and they do a segment called, his wife's name is Shelly, and he goes, Shelly knows, and then it's a topic, and it says Shelly knows planets, and every time you put a planet up that was like anything other than Earth, she was like, that's Uranus, and it says like it became a running gag with everyone in the chat. Everyone's throwing Uranus in everywhere now, and so now whenever Aaron does a show, someone's going to bring up They did it on the one we just did Saturday. They're bringing up Uranus because it's just there. It is.
What is your channel name, good sir?
Sequential Treasures.
How do you spell that?
Correctly.
I will. I'll get the link. I'm a subscriber. It won't be that hard to find.
We must make him a rising star.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you're gonna love it.
Oh my
You're gonna
goodness, I
love
don't
it.
know if I can handle being popular.
Well, you know what? Even if it's like one, like you said earlier, like you never know who's watching. It could be just this one more person that is the
That's
person.
true.
You know what I mean? It's like you just never know. I did not know. I would never. You could have bet me an amount of money that George Molo even knew who I was, let alone actually would show up on my stream. I mean, I can't even imagine that being real. It's just, and that's just the way this world's working right now. It's just, it's so different. It's changing faster than we can get our arms around it in many ways. And it's also, to me, it makes it so exciting. It's like, I feel like it's just more fuel to find something fun and good to talk about, whatever that may be. I think that's how I look at it. Oh, that's why you can't find him. His actual username is Mealy Man.
Yep, I got it already.
Oh, of course you did. These people are way faster than me. I am such a boomer. I just don't have the age. I just have the looks and the.
Well, you're also dividing your attention. You're in the middle of talking, and you're trying to.
Well, Pop, you don't need the quickness because you have the personality Viagra.
Personality
Viagra. Yes.
You can't beat that.
Well, let's change the subject to say I had to sell my. Oh my gosh, Commodore. Oh my gosh, back in 2011, I know they had a good Commodore group. Okay. Yeah, it's painful, man. We let our stuff go.
Or sometimes you do like me. I gave away my entire Spidey collection to a buddy's friend just because I wanted to pass it on to the next generation.
That's, you know what? That's the one that hurt me most out of my original collection. I had every Amazing Spider-Man from issue 19 to 500 and like was 14, the one with the Gwen Stacy story where she had sex with Norman Osborn supposedly. I had all that, everything, all the specials, all the giant size, all the annuals, everything.
Wow.
And that's like, that's like 40 years of history, and it's just like, that's the one
I didn't go quite that far back.
Mr. Tickle Trunk, thank you so much, my friend. $5 super chat says you owe this to all of us because we're a humble chat. You're very welcome. We look forward to carrying your channel even farther. Congrats. You know what? You are a humble chat, man. Half the time there's people, and these numbers don't ever matter, guys. I know it's supposed to matter. Like you're supposed to go, oh, there's 17 people in here or whatever. These numbers, Troy, you probably look at numbers enough to know things don't add up in Google and YouTube land. Just so you all know,
it can be very discouraging when you get to like you guys just got me over the round number mark, and chances are I'm going to lose some of those in the next couple days, and maybe they come back. I don't know.
Thank you, algorithms.
Yeah, it's just a crazy world. But Mr. Tickle Trunk, thank you so much, man. I see stuff that you do, and you're everywhere, commenting, interacting, whatever, and I appreciate it so much. And the fact that you would, give me money to the old Pops Fund, and we didn't talk about that, what the Pops Fund is for. So we'll probably do that next year. But thank you again so much, my friend. I appreciate it beyond words can even. This is all happening. It's crazy. So, and Abomination AJ, man, this dude. Talk about another Megan. This is another one of these rising stars, Ryan. You take a note of his content, see if you can agree with my assessment.
Let me just check. I think I might have
super passionate fan of the stuff, man.
Yes,
I love those guys.
Abomination AJ did just subscribe. I just got notification here that he subscribed. So yes, he's on there now.
Oh, the comic book art, man. You're going to be down the rabbit hole. I apologize in advance.
Digging through.
Yes.
Yep. He's on the list.
Netter.
237 or 8.
Thank you, Mrs. Pacelli. It's so good to see you. Thank you for spending time with you, my friend. I love it. Thank you so much. Let's see. In Toronto, they have great Commodore groups. Okay. Let's see. Ryan is 1 away. Okay, from the 69. I got what you're doing there, man. I got what you're doing. I see you. I see what you're doing here. Yeah, selling my comic books, my Spideys, it's painful. It is a painful process. So, thank you.
I feel the pain, my brother. I know the pain.
Anonymous, my analytics. Okay, so let's see. My analytics says it's very tiny amount of subs watch my videos. I like to think that it isn't true. Well, it's probably not true. I'm telling you, I don't know how I can. I literally looked the other day. I finished a stream.
I can tell you this, for me, when I do stuff on YouTube, after it's over, the next day I download it and then I upload it on my BitChute account. I only have 12 subscribers on my BitChute account. Over here, I have over 150. The last video I just did, I did a thinking piece I call sequential thinking. It's like a long form, thought of consciousness. I did about the Rippaverse. I have 49 views on it here on YouTube. I have 85 views over on BitChute with only 12 subscribers. So if anybody's wondering if it's real about the algorithm, they're really throttling people. Yes, they are, because there is no way that I should have that much of a difference over on BitChute with 12 subscribers and over here with 150. There shouldn't be that much of a difference, and yet there is. So that tells me right there they are definitely fudging things, and it's just something we all have to deal with, I guess.
Yeah. Mr. Chickle Trunk, another $2 Canadian. Thank you so much, my friend. Don't spend it all in one place. It's going into one place. So for those of you who don't know what's going to happen first, the first step, because this is not going to be a quit my job kind of thing. YouTube is still just, it's a side hustle for me. But I needed the money to buy another webcam because I want to be able to have another webcam that's like a desk cam to do the comic book stuff, show stuff off. And Zax has turned me on to the idea of doing more card breaks because people have really responded to a lot of the Marvel cards and things like that I've been doing shorts on. And he and I were kind of watching this. I don't know. We were watching it live. We were watching this. This guy actually broke a 1996 Marvel's Masterpiece box, like a $6,000 box, because the 1996. Oh, this is his. The machine is showing off here. We're seeing the machine behind the scenes.
My second camera, so I can show my drawing. Sorry for interrupting, but I could show you one of my drawings.
Yeah, that's cool. Anyway, so Zach has turned me on the idea that we should do breaks and stuff like that. I have done breaks a couple times, so I will definitely do them as like maybe giveaways and things like that, because I definitely want to move towards. Is that a tank?
Yes, I'm designing a tank. Oh, it's quite dark.
Hold on. You're bigger now, so.
There we go. Haven't finished it yet. It's a tank destroyer inspired by a skip that I saw, and I thought, what if I put one skip at the bottom with all the tank stuff, and then another skip on top as the hull with a giant gun in the front. Very cheap tank destroyer.
That's all right, man. Just being creative, using his juices.
Warhammer.
Yes, I've always liked tank destroyers. Let's go back to the other camera so you don't see my messy room.
He says, I'm tangentially interested in the Rippaverse. I wish him well, but not my genre. But I am glad he is sticking it to them. Yeah, it is definitely. He has a lot of supporters that are just happy that, and actually I heard somebody talking about this whole monetize the hate streams he's been doing. And they said, I've gotten my $30 worth just listening to this. Like, I'm like, that's a good point. That's a good point.
He has said that, this is just the first book. He will branch into other genres. So if like the superhero genre isn't your thing, eventually he's going to have other stuff that might be. So always keep tabs on him, because I think Eric July with Rippaverse is really going to have something big coming for us all in the near future.
Tanks of orange juice. It does kind of look like there was some orange juice in there. Yeah, same. Yeah, I will say that, the Marvel and Star Wars cards are hot right now. Fire. Yeah, so since the pandemic, I mean, I actually had to, I had a sealed box of Marvel 2 and laid it on the counter, and I asked my wife, well, we have to make a decision what we're going to do with this box. I can maybe sell, it was like, do you open the box? Do you sell the box? It's like, yeah, it was like, okay, it's gone crazy, so. But yeah, that's what all these super chats or whatever you're doing. This isn't money for me to buy gas. This is money for me to buy another camera to have that and be more hopefully user friendly to be able to do that kind of experience and those
Money
kinds of
for Pops to
videos.
buy more wax packs for us, so we can do wax packs openings.
No, you joke, but there's a Tron wax pack right back there. When I do membership stream, I'm going to do a wax pack. It's got a Tron original 1982 Tron wax pack. I've opened a couple of packs on the streams. I have a couple more left. So yeah, we'll do that kind of stuff when I do memberships.
I was never a huge Tron fan with the movies, but I saw Tron Uprising. Man, I love that show.
It was fun.
I am so mad.
Totally
Disney
underrated.
Concord that show. Damn them.
Yeah, and the best part was I sent my daughter to a show and she met Elijah Wood, and I said, well, if I get to ask the question, and I had her ask about Tron Uprising because he voiced the character, and it was like it threw him for a loop, and she got a lot longer time with him because no one else was there to ask him about Tron Uprising, so he was more than happy.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, well, he signed a Lord of the Rings poster. That's what I wanted her to sign for me, but it was still like asking about Tron, and so she got like probably 10 more minutes with him because it kind of caught him off guard of something that they're not used to talking about. So,
yeah, I love that show, and again, damn DC. I mean, not DC. Damn Disney for not putting it on DVD.
Oh, I know. It's going to come around. Someone's going to realize there's money to be made there. Someone's going to realize it.
There will be a new Tron film by Disney folks. But it's going to be called Trans.
No, Ryan, you behave. I'm going to make him go in the back room. So Zach says he saw someone pull an original signed Venom sketch out of a Marvel pack. Wow.
No, and if we're going to do that, they call it transitions.
Oh my gosh, we are not transitioning from 69 into trans jokes. We're not doing it. Mr. Tickle Trunk, there's been a push right now to translate a lot of French comics. They're not superheroes or fantasy and the like. If you know anyone who speaks English and French, they can probably make some cash. Yeah, I've heard stuff about this as well.
Yeah.
And there's a huge move right now into the fantasy genre with comics. And by the way, if you know anyone who really wants to get into like Death Dealer and some of that kind of stuff, they are relatively inexpensive for what you get. I mean, you can get some really nice content. Talk about cool art or cool decorations, James. Get a nice slab Death Dealer cover or some of that early Conan Marvel stuff, man. There's some really cool covers out there.
I'll just call up Dan Lawless and say, yeah, Dan, could you do me a drawing of Death Dealer? And he'll be happy to do that.
Probably has an original piece that's laying around that I can buy off your website. Are you kidding me? Did I keep the box? Are you referring to the Tron? Because the Tron was a wax pack. I actually have some on the shelf. So I never knew Tron as well. Getting interested. Look, Tron's a dated thing. Like, I get it. I love Jeff Bridges, by the way. But the fact that it was the first one, man, it was like this big. It's like the first one. It's a whole movie done that way. So producers ruined Tron Uprising by messing with the writer's room. They were warned. The writer who warned them was fired. The show died, like he said. Real shame. It was a great at the start.
Yeah.
I love it. I loved it. So, I don't know the whole story with that. I know pieces of that story. I remember writing about it or something.
Who was your favorite character on Tron Uprising?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know that I can pick one thing. That's not fair. Like,
actually,
my favorite character easily Paige. I loved Paige.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
Pops. What Mr. Tickle Trunk was just talking about. Why you could reach out to that writer. I think I know who he's talking about.
That's true. I'm that guy. I'm the bold guy that will jump the ropes and find that writer and find that director and try to coerce somebody into talking. Why not? Yeah, that's a good guy. It's a good idea. They're starting to fill in where the U.S. stuff's not taking off. Yeah, I agree. That's definitely a big thing right now. It's where it's just like, it's like how the Indian cinema stuff's caught people's eyes. And I did say this. I don't know if I said it earlier on this stream or I said someone else. I said, listen, I know they're probably recommending the best films like the last decade. It's not as though every single film is good. I've reviewed a few that I'm kind of like meh on. But reality is law of numbers, right? If I say, well, what's the best films the last 10 years? You can get to 20 films that are probably pretty watchable compared to the stuff that we've been dealing with here in the States in the last couple of years. So, let's see. Camera Pasha.
It's like everything else. They're eating their lunch on the film side, and then on the comic side, we got manga eating the lunch of the American market all day long.
Yeah, that's very. Yeah, it's. I cannot get into manga though. I'm trying, and I've got like an anime bug where I'm trying to watch the old ones. I'm having a hard time finding them because I don't have the original copies of, some of the original stuff from the 80s that I grew up on.
Macross Saga.
Yeah, Robotech. Star Blazers. Yeah, Star Blazers was every day when it was on.
Oh, I remember I'd run home from school every day. I got to get home. It's Star Blazers.
Just cartoons. You had to get that hour and a half or 2 hours in every day. It's like, do all my homework, button it all up.
And then you live for Saturday when for 4 hours from 8 a.m. to noon the TV is yours. The parents they don't even bother to argue with you about it. It's
no,
like,
they were happy that you were in there. Leave them alone. Yes.
They'll be quiet for 4 hours. Let them have it.
Yeah, I really do agree, and I know Ryan, you're pointing to it as well. Such a great point. It's all about agenda. That's all there is to it. Pick a topic.
War never ended, folks.
And I really wish that the people at the Daily Wire had more nerds. Like that's my. If I had any criticism, I'm not criticizing their efforts and what they're trying to accomplish. I just don't feel like they have film nerds in the rooms yet. They have some good film craftsmen in the room, but they're not film nerds yet. So we still are a long way from getting over some of the humps.
They need to buy Geeks and Gamers.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Tickle Drunk. See, listen to the PR. Just saying. It's just because finally the word's getting out. Like I think that's the thing. It's like finally word's getting out. It took me a long time. When I posted my review, guys, I thought, well, I just liked it so much. No one's talking about good things. That's why it's only like 10 minutes long, because I didn't do a deep dive. I didn't have any notes. I just went off the cuff. And next thing you know, it blew up for me. And people were like, wow, you're going to watch these movies? Have you watched any of these movies? I'm like, well, no. And then both Zach's and the Flaccid said they were good. I'm like, all right, well, watch this one and that one.
There it is again, Pops. The impact. You just put it off the cuff. It wasn't something you thought was going to be any big deal. And then, boom.
Yep. Yeah, Mr. Tickle Trunk, I'm struggling because I don't really care for anime and manga, really. But I have enjoyed it. It's like it's a tough thing. I don't know how to explain that, right? It's like saying
I'm bigger on anime than manga. I just can't get used to reading backwards.
That is a little weird. Yeah.
I just can't do it. It's like, no, I've read this one way my entire life. I can't suddenly at almost 50 years old now just say, oh, I'm going to go do the other way. No, I can't do it. Maybe if I was younger, I might be a little more open, but I just... Sorry, guy. Unless you want to redo all your mangas in the American style so I can read it that way, forget about it, guys. It's not going to happen.
As a kid, I read, I watched, Speed Racer and Battle of the Planets. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Oh, Battle of the Planets.
That was good, Battle of the Planets was so good.
Yeah.
Yep.
And of course, how can we not mention the most popular one of the 80s, Voltron?
Yeah, Voltron was in that list.
Yeah, Voltron, right.
Yeah, Star Blazers. Battle of the Planets. Battle of the Planets I really got back into when my kids were young because Alex Ross did all these... he did this resurgence of Battle of the Planets, and I loved Alex Ross art, and I loved Battle of the Planets. I'm like, well, this is a no-brainer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I got back into it for a brief period of time during that. Here's a Razor Fist recommend. So, yeah. I would be a nerd if I were 25 years younger. Huh. All right, well... I'm a pretty old dude, so I'm not quite sure how to take that. So, yeah.
What are you saying? We were lucky to get into this when we were young? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe. I don't know. My kids are nerds for the most part.
I'm
Speed Racer.
Still young. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he's super young.
You're a kid.
He's a child. We were discussing today that I have, 90. Yeah, I have 3 children older than Ryan.
I wanted to make this observation when Culture Casino was on, but everyone else was speaking their mind. Yeah. You look very similar. In fact, he's about nearly 30 years older than me, yet his hairline's better than mine, his beard's better than mine, and if his hair was darker, he'd probably look younger than me. He's certainly thinner. Just shows you how well he takes care of himself, folks.
Yeah, that's true.
Those genetic blessings.
Here's one of the recommends. So I have to check that out. I put that on the to-do list. I have it literally a notebook. I literally am that old school. Literally have a notebook. And then there's some lurking going on there. In my youngest days, yes, Voltron, Star Blazers, recorded in Toronto, Robotech, and Thundercats.
Thundercats, another one, yes.
Thundercats was good. Yep.
You know what they all have in common too? Great musical scores in like the intros to the shows.
Yeah.
Like you remember when you hear that music, you just know what it was. Like, oh, I know that.
Well, 3 of us are older than you, my friend. You're born in 79.
Yeah.
So all three of us are older than you. So
yeah. I was born in 71.
Yeah.
I was born in 99.
Shut up.
Oh, I have four children older than you. Then I guess I'm thinking you were the same age as my one daughter. No, you're not. So she's older than you. I have four of my children are older than you, Ryan. This is really freaking me out a little bit. So, the machine.
I've had this kind of beard since I was 13, folks.
Wow.
I thought he was going to say since he was 10.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I don't know what they're putting in the water over there, but yeah, I think it's all the videos he does. I'm stressing him out all the time.
Maybe.
So yeah. Well, listen, my guys. I'm gonna take a little break. I can't even thank you guys enough for hanging with me for so long, jumping in here, being so supportive. All the donations.
Congratulations,
stuff.
man. I mean, like I said, all the accolades you've gotten tonight and all the money, you deserve it all, my friend. You really
agreed.
I mean, I remember when I did my first interview with you, you had like around, I think, just over 600 subscribers. You're now over double that in that time, and that's only been like 6 months. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's been. It was crazy. I treat March 12th as my return date, even though there was some content done a little bit before that where I kind of had come back, but I got sick with COVID, so I had like almost 3 to 4 weeks where I really couldn't do much of anything. And then it's like when I came back, then it's like since then, and literally it's been bonkers in this last month of this like kind of what Ryan's gone through too. It's this weird thing where you just get lucky into a few things, you're riding a few waves. You're enjoying different things. And I will say when you find the niches and the things that you like doing, like, obviously the cliche, right? It's not work. You just enjoy doing it. Like when we're done, I'm going to call Laura. I'm going to hang out and, take a bite to eat, maybe check on my dad. Just kind of, I'm gonna sit down and record reviews because I have three or four movies to record reviews on that are already done. I just got to record them up so that they can come out over the next few days and do the content that I enjoy doing. And yeah, I like I said, I just can't thank you guys enough that you would devote your time to me, hanging out and talking, doing interviews, doing streams, doing stuff like that. This was the dream. This was literally like why I wanted to do it, was to connect with folks. And we're from the UK to Chi-Town to the West Coast. We're all just hanging out at one virtual comic book shop, in my opinion. So it's so freaking cool. It really is.
Say that because that used to be my dream. I wanted to have my own comic book shop. Kind of like the Cheers of comic book shops, where everybody knows your name and they're always glad you came.
Yeah.
But
that'd be so cool if I could go into a comic book shop and everyone went pops. That'd be the only time I'd be like, it'd be cool to be recognized. I think that would be cool. Right. That would be cool. But I'm not sure I want to be recognized otherwise. That's probably not going to be for a good reason.
But unfortunately, some unsavory comic pros and people in the industry have kind of ruined that dream of ever happening now. So.
Well, and not only that, my wife once asked me. She said, "Well, would you like to own a comic shop?" And I said, "I'd love to, but not if it was going to be, like for making money. If we were independently wealthy, I wouldn't mind owning one and not caring about whether it pulled a profit or not, because it wouldn't."
Yeah, it would be definitely a tricky thing to do. It's really is hard from a business standpoint to separate.
Well, especially today with the work being so horrible. I mean,
yep.
Who's going to come in and buy you're going to have stacks of books on your shelves and no one's buying. That's
right.
I don't even know. I think if I had it, because there are 4 shops in my general area, and I've been to all 4, and they're all 4 completely different experiences. And one guy does not do new comic books. Because whenever the stuff comes in through acquisition, that's fine. I'm not going to invest $2 to $3 a book, $4 to $5 a book, whatever the cover prices are. Just not doing it. And he's smart to do that. Why? These things end up as 50 cents. You can buy them in bulk for like 50 cents to $1. There's no reason to spend money. You miss out on one.
I mean, I've heard stories from retailers like the last show I went to in 2019 before the pandemic, I was talking to some retailers and like, yeah, I'm selling way more in back issues than I am of new issues. And like, yes. I've never heard that before. When you got an inverse, the whole point of the comic shop was this is where I go to get the new stuff. And then of course, here's back issues. I can get some old stuff too. When they're saying that's completely flipped, it's like people are coming in for the back issues. That tells you how bad things really are.
Yep.
Yeah, I would be more interested in carrying quantity of the good things I can recommend and not even worrying about some of the others. I'd rather have 12 Watchmen's and Dark Knight Returns and Killing Jokes on the shelf at all times, having different runs of different things. And there's certain things that are always a safe bet, right? Because I do think like when I look at like my set, like I sell stuff on eBay, so I have like the Marvel Flare cards. I can always sell Wolverine. I can always sell Venom. Like there's no shortage of those ever going to zero. They're never going to go to zero. So you know what I'm saying? But to deal with like this new stuff, the amount of overhead and the prices, it's just insane. It's not even worth the risk of dealing with that kind of nonsense. By the way, Mr. Tickle Trunk says that Ryan just seems older because he speaks like Tolkien and looks like the actor who usually plays Kings and Knights in public theater.
Well, that's very kind of you. I've never been to Oxford. I was supposed to get a full university education because my father has an old way of looking at the world in this country that I live in, but he didn't seem to realize the infestation that is indoctrinating university graduates, not just in the United Kingdom, but across the Western world. So I left against his wishes, which caused about 3 years of me not knowing what the hell to do, of which I tried to make what I'm doing now a thing, and thankfully it's succeeding.
It sure is, man. It sure is.
That's it. It's been bothering me all stream who Ryan sounds like. He sounds like Donald Pleasance.
A little bit,
you
sure.
know what? Yeah, you do have a little Donald Pleasance going on.
I'm going to find out who that is.
Oh, you know who it is. You're going to know when you know. You'll know. You'll know.
I won't ruin it for you.
That was not an insult, Ryan. Believe me, that was actually. I actually like Donald Pleasance. He's an excellent actor, and I love a lot of his work. So that was a compliment. Believe me, that was not a negative.
In my younger days, I went to work.
That's
called it weight training, and it got fun. And then he says, "I love my typos. They're not typos, my friend. We use the term bloopers.
Yes,
we use the term bloopers. I do as well.
Well, Joe Biden.
I call it unintentional comedy. That's what I call it.
Oh, Chris Persia, my friend. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. The Pops mod, the Wrench of Wrenches, all the nicknames. Congratulations. Soon you two will be recognized at conventions, onwards and upwards, my friend. Wow, I don't know about that. That would be so stressful. I've done them before. I actually did panels. That's why the whole being blocked by comic professional stuff is a little weird for me. It's like, yeah, didn't we like talk in like 2005 and now you won't even let me ask you a question? Like, it's just, we're in like a weird world, but
yeah.
But Chris,
Garrett
my friend,
Erotic, though, he went to like one of these shows recently, and like he was mobbed. He said it was like, he's like one of the Beatles or something.
Oh yeah, well, I mean,
crazy
because there's like there literally is like a few of them. I really think it's more like raise your fist and help me out, guys. I'm sorry. These are the ones that've got all these. They kind of like they were doing this in like 2016 to 2018 window, and so many people were inspired and moved and whatever.
Yeah.
And it is just like meeting someone. I'm not even a big fan of all of these guys, but I can't deny how much Gary inspired me. I mean, I literally needed him to say certain things for me to move forward, to come back into Pops land and to do certain types of content and things like that. But Chris, I can't even thank Chris enough. Of some of the folks that have really been supportive and stuff like that, the amount of stuff that he's helped me with, that he just does on his own. Yeah. I mean, some of these thumbnails get replaced because his thumbnail is way better than my thumbnail. I mean, he's so good at what he does, and just, there's such a value and the work that has to go on to keep all this stuff running. So,
yep.
Is he the priest in the original Halloween? No, not a priest.
He was the doctor who was
He's
treating
a mental
Michael
hospital.
Myers in the institution. That's who he was.
He's Mike Myers' doctor. Yeah.
He was also Blofeld.
We're not really trying to correct you. We're just letting you know that we just joking, because blooper sounds worse than like a typo or something. Like bloopers sound silly, and we prefer to be silly. And should we show them what we mean, Ryan? I think we should just, that's the problem. We just need to let everyone understand when we say blooper, what we really, really mean here.
Oh no!
This is just a sample.
I love it.
I mean, that's just one.
I pressed live when I shouldn't have.
It's the best.
Every time I show somebody the video he did of me, and he's, and Troy, a rising star. And everybody I show it to is like, that's perfect.
Yeah. And here's my other famous Ryan
it
blooper.
seems I've done it. hopefully this does not collapse. It's nearly.
You cannot stage something like that. That's
oh my
perfect.
God. That's like a skit from a Kevin Smith film or something. Oh my God.
The after part, when I was terrified when that came down because I was using a laptop that was not mine.
Oh,
I would have been fucked because I couldn't afford at the time to buy a laptop. That's why I borrowed one. And then when I noticed it was fine, I started laughing out of relief. And then I said, if it happened with the other tower, the upgraded tower I made, it would have broken this.
Yeah.
I don't think this one will collapse. It's
Q.
Wow, he's touching it though.
Yep. Yeah, that one seems pretty
much more
solid.
stable.
Yeah.
But I plan on having 2 towers. I'm going to move all this to the side because I got the bed out because I was using a bed as a curtain for some reason. So
of course he wants 2 towers. He's a Brit. He's a Tolkien fan. Of course he wants
2 towers, of course. Yes.
And
Chris,
then I'm going to have 2 towers.
Chris, I do intend to make you blush because you've meant that much to me and you've helped me that much. So if that's what it takes,
Agreed.
Mr. Tickletron, yes, psychiatrist. He's Michael Myers' doctor. Yes, and yes, the best of the bloopers. It's the best. There's a blooper. I don't think I have it uploaded. There's a blooper of me where I hit live and it didn't. I thought it wasn't going because I don't know about you guys, but StreamYard has a mind of its own. It'll just do things, and I'm sitting there and I go, "Oh, I guess I've been live for 40 seconds. That's some great, riveting entertainment." So I have that. 40 seconds of me just sitting there like nothing's happening. So, the soul of a thespian, the machine. I like it. That's great. That's great.
Yep.
And he timed that perfectly. And he's a bit of a Buster Keaton. Yes.
Yeah. And maybe an unintentional one.
Thank goodness it's not my laptop stories. That's actually really, really clever.
Yeah.
Christian Fandom Geek. Hey, my friend. Oh, talk about somebody that's just been awesome and supportive of me as well. Yeah, I love going to the gamer sites when they're streaming and stuff like that, just to go see all these crazy, because I don't game at all. I don't play any of these video games, stuff like that. These guys are in there. They're so intense. They're having fun, whatever. So he's one of those that I would spend a lot of time doing that. Thank you for hitting the like button and sharing all that kind of stuff too.
I like watching gaming streams with Ripa because it's always funny to watch him just lose it. And here's the thing: is I watched this one where he was doing, I think it was Mario Kart, and in one he lost, and he got all flipped out because he thought the game was cheating him because the game is setting me up. Then he wins one, and he flips out on the people there. So I think whether he wins or loses, it doesn't even matter.
He's just flipping out.
Same. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Nice. Yeah, I agree. All right. Well, I should probably go do all the things I talked about doing quite a while ago. I'll let you guys get back to all the things that you guys are doing, the great content creators you are, all of you in chat. If you're watching this after the fact, all I can do is tell you how much I appreciate everything everyone's done and supportive. Been on YouTube for many, many years before all of this, and it was not like this for me before. Like, I can't even imagine a world in, let's say, 2012 if the world on YouTube was this welcoming and cooperative, and you would meet other people who would, try to help and support you as much as they do now. Maybe I'm not naive to know that that's not all of YouTube, but I'm knowing that I don't need all of YouTube. I just need to have people that can support me. And this tonight's just been so special. And I will say an extra thank you to Loki, who, for lack of a better phrase, my friend, guilted me into doing this because he said, it's a one-time thing. You won't ever have this again. So if you don't do the stream or celebrate it, what if you have regrets? So what's the harm in doing it? And I'm like, crap. He out-reasoned me that I don't really have an argument. And I didn't want to put it off into next month because it happened in August. So I didn't want it to be in September. So I was like, well, this is the latest I can go. And there's just so many people. I didn't even check all my notes, the people that I should have thanked, because there are people like T-Shirt Historian, who's one of the first people that streamed with me, and it got me to meet all the people that does his show, which got me to meet Ironcaster. And, it's like you get Captain Fandom Nerd. I interviewed him as Captain Track. I don't know if he's mad that I didn't change the name because I didn't change the name. I interviewed him when he was Captain Track. He was one of the, hanging out. Maria T. and Telly, spending time with her, MVP and Max Von Priestley, Comic Relief Crusader. These are all folks. Agent Atwood was on with me. You mentioned, talking to Gray, Wakazashi Tea House. We do a comic book thing usually once or twice a month. Steven Ransom is got another Chris Persia where he's just he'll just randomly make graphics and things for me. And even Whitechapel, man, making me a freaking YouTuber Twitter card or whatever that thing is.
I think it was a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Oh my gosh, the art is so incredible. It's a little odd to look at it on Twitter because it shrinks it to the screen or whatever. When you actually look at the image that he sent me, the full one, I'm like, this is so freaking cool. All the superheroes are intertwined together, fighting with one another. And yeah, so it's just been a great experience, and I'm glad that you guys were able to, bring it in. I don't know what the appropriate celebrate, honor it, thank everyone for it, which starts with you guys. So it's awesome. All of you in chat, you make this go. It's for you as much as it is anyone, and I couldn't do it without you. And it's been amazing. Brandon, though, anime guy, my friend, thank you so much. Oh, Brandon, we got to spend another time. We got to spend some time together, my friend.
Oh, hey, Brandon.
So knowledgeable, such a cool dude. He's my anime 101 crutch, trying to coax me through different things. So I love him so much for what his content has made so much to me, keep me trying to level up in that arena of stuff. So
that's nice.
Well, gentlemen, I appreciate everything. You guys have a blessed night. As I always say to everybody, make tomorrow a little better than today. Go out there, talk hard, make great content that will reflect you and mean your true self. And it's a crazy world, man. Just keep hacking away. You're not competing against anybody. You're just you. And numbers don't matter as much as
you're competing with yourself. You're better than you were the day before. That's what you're competing.
There you go.
Yeah, and not the numbers, because they can change the rules. We were monetized before on other channels. They changed the rules. I'm not monetized. They just, it is what it is. I just want to have fun doing it. Like I said, if it buys a webcam, cool. That's the next step. After that, it'll be an actual computer setup and not my laptop. Then after that, it'll be, it's like that. That's what the monetization means for me. Doing membership stuff is a way to, there's a little bit of financial stuff, but it's to have some more money to buy something that'd be cool to give away. It's like James, we have resources to get things maybe on the cheap that other people can't get. So if we can pass that along to someone else through a giveaway, that's even cooler.
On my channel too, is I've said, if I can get my subscribers up over 500, I'd start doing live stream auctions of some of the art from the artists. And so the bidding will be starting at a lower price, and maybe people can get some nice bargains. But I got to get enough subscribers to make it worthwhile to do that.
Yeah,
so that's the key.
Sure. All right. Well, with all that, everybody, oh my gosh, we have 9 comments, 10 comments. My gosh, this is crazy. Okay. I think I caught up. It's mostly everybody interacting with one another.
You're loved, Pops. You're loved.
It is. It really is kind of a fascinating thing to just be an OG nerd, just loving to talk about the stuff he likes to talk about. So,
but we're in Mauler territory, folks.
Yeah.
And as I said, I love Bob Ross. It's only appropriate to remind everybody they got to take time to also chill a little bit and have some fun. So here's your reminder.
All I do is chill. My life is a thrill, for real, Bob Ross. I be too calm for the drama. You don't want to cause a problem.